Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm live, by the way, so everyone can hear what we're saying.
Okay, oh no.
Hi, everyone. Oh my god, everyone's got ears. Yay!
Yeah, they told me to put them on, so.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's so good, Shark.
Yeah, you take instruction. I like it.
Oh yeah, thank you.
You look incredible.
I appreciate it. Thank you. You all look
Oh
great
my
today.
god,
What's
I
going
was
on?
like, why are you so loud? I've got you turned up to 200% in my Discord for some reason.
Oh my bad. I'm sorry.
Hi, Trix. Like your ears.
Thank you.
Very cute.
Good morning.
Reckon
We've never
it's
met,
the
Shark.
morning.
Good morning.
Nice to meet you.
You've
Yeah,
never
it's
met
nice to
Shark?
meet you. How you going? How you doing?
Really good.
Yeah, I don't get out much,
Aw.
so yeah. I don't know too many people. I know Catherine, but I don't think we've ever spoken before.
That's interesting. No, I assume that anyone who knows me also knows Trix. Purely from just like how close we are. Thank you for
Assimilation.
the follows, Deep Dish Bard and Danjo. Thank you. Oh my gosh, where did you get those? Why do you just have them around? I think they're so cute.
Oh, well, mine?
Yeah, yours, Shark.
So listen, it was a donation goal. I told them if we get to 85 subs, then I'll do a cat ear stream, and then if we get to 100, then I'll do a femboy stream. And the next day they came back and this dumped subs on me, and I was like freaking out. I was like, oh no, no, they actually did it. I didn't think they were gonna do it. They actually did it. You know, I mean, you dangle a treat in front of them, and they'll come for it. So that's why I have them. I keep them in my drawer now. Same with the color. I mean, but I keep this on my desk every now and again. But you know, we don't. I guess that's not a today type thing. You know.
Yeah, I love them. You look so cute, and they match your hair. It's so
Yeah,
adorable.
See, because I see other people doing it, I was like, if we do it, we're gonna do it big. So at the very least, I want it to look like a matches around there.
Everybody, welcome the hell in to the first Cat Girl Corner, hosted by myself and the City Cat. We'll be doing this every week on Tuesdays.
Yeah, it's gonna be really, really good. I'm so excited. This is Cacto Corner. This is it's a chill stream. It's an anti-panel. There is no obligation for people to stay. There is no obligation for people to debate or talk about topics that they aren't interested in. If there's a topic that you're not interested in, people are welcome to leave. If we see anyone in chat who wants to come in that I know, like any streamers that want to come in, it would be really nice to see some of y'all because I really love talking to people. We've got some people lined up today. I think A4 Andre is coming in, which I'm so hyped for. We've got a few more people coming in later as well.
Oh my God.
Which should be really, really good.
I watched A4 Andre's stream last night, and it literally has like reawakened my Pokemon phase, and I like got out all my old cards.
Internally
I
wasted.
love
Thanks
it.
so much for joining the frenzy. and
Yeah,
being
no,
so
I watch
incredibly
Andre streams
pog.
all the
I
time.
appreciate
They're
you.
incredible. I watch his unboxing stuff with his cards, and he reached out to me the other day because a lot of the new cards that are on pre-sale in America have already sold out, but they haven't sold out in Australia yet. So he wants me to buy them and ship them to him because he can't find enough of them in America because he wants to sell more of them.
And Australians don't care about Pokemon as much as Americans
Yeah, it's not as much of a phenomenon over here as it is in America, so they're not as high in demand, and they're cheaper like here as well.
do. Yeah, as a result.
But then you
Yeah,
gotta pay
just-
for shipping to get them over there. So
Australia is gonna be the
True.
new it's gonna be like the gold rush era. You know, all the Pokemon streamers are gonna start immigrating into Australia to try and
Yeah.
find all the cheap boxes.
It's going to be the next season for Pokemon cards. Is we all move to the new continent and start over fresh.
Every
right?
season,
yeah,
Yeah.
Pre- Prestige 2 Pokemon streamer is gonna be in Japan.
that's gonna be incredible.
God, I remember when I went to Japan, the Pokemon centers there were absolutely insane, and I was like, we have nothing remotely cool in Australia like this. We have no big stores that are just like fun.
We have beaches, and
That's not the
and
same.
that reef
That's-
that's dying.
Oh,
That's
the
not
reef that's being
capitalism. Actually, I guess those both are capitalism, aren't they?
the reef that's being dug up by cruise companies. Yeah, we have
Yeah.
that. Stingrays. We don't forgive the stingrays for what they did to Steve Owen.
Oh no. No, this
Oh,
is not
jeez.
vibes. This is not vibes.
This is anti-vibes. Me, all right. People get upset every time I say it, but I've never actually played a single Pokemon game in my entire life, so I'm not connected to them at all.
Like the video
Wow.
games or the card?
Both. I've never played any of them ever.
Why
Me
not?
too.
I don't
Wait,
know.
Trix, you're a fake fan?
Well, here's the
Oof.
thing. I tried playing a lot of the games as a kid, and I never beat the first gyms. So I would just hang out in the little
Oh.
tutorial space, and I would be like, "This is so
I
fun! I
It's the
love this
world's
game."
greatest
And then
game.
apparently that wasn't it, and I had to actually progress and beat the gyms.
Right, yeah.
Well,
You need to
no, you
complete the
don't.
gyms
You
in order
played that game. You absolutely
You did.
played that game.
No,
And you know what?
stop.
did.
Do not give
They
her
did.
this.
You don't need.
No,
you don't need to
absolutely.
beat gyms. You
No,
actually
listen,
don't
if,
need.
if
to
she
do
had
that.
fun
I
and
had-
then she put the game down, that means she won.
I shit you
Listen.
not, I have 150 hours on Pokemon Moon. I have not beaten the first gym.
No, you don't. Stop fucking lying. Shut up, Trix.
Is that real?
This is
On my
No,
Nintendo 3DS.
stop it.
That's
Trix.
why
I don't
Andre's
150 hours.
Andre's here.
This is like when she was like, "Oh yeah, I've watched 40 animes."
No, we're not
if you
talking
count the fact that I've only watched the first 10 minutes of them, like, no, you need to watch the
Wait,
whole
what?
anime in order to say that you've watched that anime. All right, let's bring Andre in.
I have a
That's
shelf
sad.
too, but it's
There we
just
go.
of plants.
Yeah!
Nice.
Hell yeah!
That them is.
Sorry,
Why?
wait, I had to find my ears. It took me a second. I didn't know where they were.
I love that you have them
Oh my
like
god, so
at the
nice.
ready.
You've had them on
There you go.
hand. This is
We're
great.
doing it for the
I'm loving
culture.
this.
I mean, are you
Yeah.
a real gamer if you don't have cat ears somewhere around to
True.
just put on, right?
True. How is everyone?
We are
I'm
so
good.
good. We're actually just
Great.
talking about Pokemon. And about
And
how
what's the verdict? Yeah?
Trix and Shark have never. Trix hasn't completed a game, and Shark has never played a game.
Yeah, I've never ever played a Pokemon game before. I kind of wanted to. You know?
Shame.
but they're still
Shame.
cute.
Wait,
That's the what?
Trix, you play Pokemon Go?
Does that count?
Ooh,
I think so.
let's go. Did you play
Why
more than
not?
10 minutes of it?
Yeah, she's on like level
Is that
20.
Is that the time frame? Real gamer, 11 minutes.
Yes.
Oh my god.
'Cause that's a time
gamer hours
investment.
after 11 minutes.
Oh my god, I remember when I was a kid, I used to get the Pokedex and I would go through it and I would bookmark like the ones that I thought looked awesome. Like it was some kind of catalog and I would be like, wow, that one's so pretty. Next. I didn't know anything about they fight, they have like skills. Fuck that. That one looks like a cactus.
I
Shark,
mean,
we've
that's
met,
clearly the
Shark-
important thing. Yeah.
we've met
I love
before,
you,
right?
David.
I missed the introductions part, but I've seen you before. You were on shows. In fact, I remember being in your chat. You were on a panel, and I was like, I think you're really, really good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was in your chat, and I was fanning out. I followed. It was a long time ago, but
Oh my gosh.
I know you three definitely, but I've watched you before.
Oh, I really appreciate that. I've seen some of your stuff before, but it's been hard to get out recently. It's just with everything going on, it's actually been really upsetting. I've been able to spend as much time watching other people's content and being able to appreciate what life has to offer. You know, just stuck in this freaking chair with that little piece of garbage behind me. So
Whoa.
what?
Oh.
Well, listen,
That
I
thing's cute.
grew him as a baby, so I can say
Okay.
that we have a connection, right, Boo?
That's fair.
Yeah, see, look at him, he loves me. But yeah, I'd love to talk some more.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to derail. I just was like, I think we've met. I've definitely watched you before, so hi.
Hey,
Yeah,
how's it going?
sorry.
So you do
For the record,
mostly
there's
oh, go
there's
ahead.
no derailing here. Just
Yeah.
go for it. No,
There's-
keep going, Shark. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
So you do
there's zero waiting.
Andre, you do mostly Pokemon content, or do you dive into politics a little bit?
I don't know.
Tell me about
I don't
you.
know what I'm doing. I don't know how to properly wear cat ears. I don't know how to. I've been on Twitch for like 8 years. I've been a partner for like 6. I don't know what my stream is, but yeah, I have a few Pokemon cards these days. I do a
Just
lot
a couple?
Of that. Yeah, it's just a couple.
At least 5.
Yeah. Give or take.
I think
Okay.
that's how many you need for a deck is at least 5, right? And you
Yeah,
could go
yeah,
a bit over if
exactly.
you want. Yeah, that's
5
perfect.
even.
Yeah.
Yo, is your chair moving?
Yeah,
Wait, what
I've
is
got
that?
a hat. It's a hat that I really
Oh.
wanted to wear on the stream, but I couldn't wear it because I've got my cat ears on. But if I click these, then the ears go up.
That's so
Dude,
cool.
what? Oh, that's crazy.
It is
Need
the
that.
And it's
cutest.
adorable, and it's my favorite part of my gaming setup.
Yeah. And now your chair gives you hugs while you play games.
Does that
She's got
improve your
little
gaming?
hearts on her paws. Oh yes, definitely.
Okay.
I'm
all right.
I'm much better at Among Us now that I have the chair.
Catherine, how have you been? I see you on clips every once in a while on political panels these days.
I've been good. I'm moving away from political panels.
Good.
I think it's the right choice for a lot of people to
Escape.
move away from that space. No, like genuinely. I found out I'm autistic, and so I've been doing work with other autistic people, trying to build a community that's a little bit more gated and a little bit less random Twitch chatters being shitty
Sure.
to everybody.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea of this panel, is that it's like half open. It's open to anyone that we kind of know, and any streamers that can pass the vibe check, really. Which is
The vibe check can be
really-
kind of difficult sometimes. It hurt when last time I tried it.
I was intimidated. It's hard.
Yeah, it is. It's difficult. You know, you got to try and be
Okay.
you, but you also got to be impressive at the same time. It's kind of like, you know,
right.
yeah, it's a whole lot of work. You know, the first time I talked to City Cat, I was extremely stressed out. I was like, oh my gosh, it was like I was going in for my SAT. The vibe check, I was like, I need to make sure I ate a good breakfast, got 8 hours of sleep, you know, before I go in. Like, what do I wear? Make sure stream chat is all good. It was a whole lot, but it seems like I passed. You know, it's good
I
enough.
love the
Yeah.
idea of people being like actually intimidated by this thing. There's-
I put ears on my chair.
I was intimidated. I didn't want to not be cool enough. I literally
Yeah.
got the DM and it was like, you got to pass the
Not
vibe check.
cool enough.
And I didn't even reply. I didn't even reply to the DM. I was like, I'm probably not gonna
I was
pass.
like,
so
I
didn't
was like,
reply.
the only prerequisite is that you pass a vibe check, and he didn't reply to me.
I was like, that's not a
Oh,
good look
no.
for me. It's
Yeah,
not.
it sounds like a hard test to accomplish.
I mean,
yeah.
I'll make it. You know.
Yeah.
It's like when the teacher hands you back your test, like face down, and you don't, turn it back over the entire time. You just like throw it into your backpack, not even put it in the folder, and just kind of walk out.
Oh my gosh. No, the whole idea of the vibe check is that this is supposed to be a non-stressful environment, and that the vibes are supposed to be chill. And I
Right.
hate that it's like stressful.
bare minimum.
Look, not everyone can just be innately awesome like we are, Kat, right? Like some
True.
people,
Hard.
they have to try a little bit harder. There's no point shaming that, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that's fair. Genuinely, I can't think of a time that I was like stressed out to come on a panel, because the reason I started doing them is because they were done so poorly by so many people who were on them, genuinely. And as that hasn't really changed with me putting a year into trying to help improve the space, now I get to do this and have an anti-panel. I think it's going to be a lot more fun.
Yeah, definitely. So tell me, Catherine. So you said that you're trying to escape panels, the horizon of the black hole of Twitch panels, or something along those lines. Tell me, what was one of your main problems with them? Because for me personally, I'm not on too many panels. I talk to some people every now and again, but I'm usually not on any panels, so I'm not really sure what happened there.
To speak genuinely, lack of cat ears. Like, there was just a horrible ratio of people not wearing cat ears in this environment. It just wasn't fun, you know? The vibes were just not good.
The vibes were stale. They were a little crusty. Needed to be refreshed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I see you.
Here's a question I'll throw back at you, Shark. Why do panels? I can tell you why I'm here today, but like why do we? I created one. I hosted one for a while. It was pretty successful, but like, why do we do it?
Why do
you do it? You've been on it, right?
Well, I mean, to be completely honest, panels usually for me, how I think of them is exposure and sort of It's like anybody ever watch like Nickelodeon back in the day? It's like the
course,
crossover
yeah.
episode
Yeah.
between like Timmy Turner and Fairly Odd Parents, that type of thing. So you watch your own little creators, you got your little pack, and then you throw them into the Thunderdome. You know, it's like when you're at the lunch table at school and you see the kids all playing their Beyblades. In the little dome, and then you walk over and you let it rip and you watch them like clash against each other, and then everybody goes their separate ways. It's not necessarily incredibly like beneficial for like the political space necessarily. I'm not sure how many people really get too much off of panels as in like learning, but it's more of a fun type of thing that the communities can get together in. You can hash out sort of like little beefs that kind of get up over time, and they're mostly just fun for lots of people. They're just kind of fun, and for good exposure as well.
I like the mashup idea. I like the, you're bringing your flavor to someone else's, and hopefully the audience enjoys that like collab. What about you, City? Why host this thing? I mean, certainly I wanted to be on it. It seems like a good time. I mean, everybody's dressed well, the accessories look nice, but like, what was your goal? Why did you want to do it?
Yeah, I just wanted like a space of just.
Hey Lonnie, how's it going?
Somewhere where I wanted to be able to talk to other Twitch politics streamers without it feeling like a debate space. I wanted to be able to talk to my other friends in the Twitch poll community without it feeling like we constantly had to adhere to certain topics or certain like I don't know, like it. And also every other like panel space that I've seen has been kind of run by a man. Like we've got like you hosted a panel, and then we've got the two big ones, which is Dylan and Prime. And I think recently with a few of the things that have come out, that it feels like there was a need for a more of a feminist run space or more of a woman run space. I just wanted to be able to chill and hang out, and I wanted a place that was accepting of and understanding of people with disabilities or people with mental illnesses, and and I think that this is really what I want out of this. And I want to be able to do like what just happened here with like Shark just met Trix, and they're probably going to be friends by the end of this. You two were talking earlier like, oh, we've been talking before. I want to be able to create a friendly space where people feel like they can just be like, oh, hey, I haven't met you before, what's your name? And make friends with other people that probably have similar interests to them.
Yeah, usually you get that sort of stuff. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, just to answer a bit more genuinely, sort of the cat ears comment. I missed the auditorium, Andre. That was a really fun, great show that's been missing in the space. And City Cat and I had been talking about this for a while. I've tried to host various different panels before, but each individually went great. But I have mental health issues that don't make me the most reliable for that kind of thing, and so having a co-host, I think, is exactly what I needed.
And I tend to be the same as well. I have a lot of problems with getting motivated for things like streaming, and actually like getting my ass from that bed to this chair and then turning on my camera. And it feels like I just needed someone to be like, oh, we're streaming today. The stream is happening today. And once Catherine was like, we're going to do the panel, it was like, oh yeah, we're doing the panel. It's happening. And this is the hangout. It's really nice. I just needed someone to be able to, because I hosted Amazon Lily for months. And that was just because I had like an obligation to Prime to come on pretty much every single week and host that panel. And I just needed like a person to be like obligated to. I'm not sure. It probably has something to do with my DPD, but I feel like I just need someone else to help motivate me.
DPD? Do you mind sharing?
Yeah, so it's just dependent personality disorder. It's what I'm pretty sure that I have. I don't have an official diagnosis, but I do have a pretty high recommendation from my old psych.
Gotcha.
But it's really hard to get diagnoses for things like that, and I don't know if I actually want one because then it might be something I have to disclose in like work in the future and things like that, and I don't really want that interfering with my career.
Tricks, are you doing a
Um,
lot of panels or just this panel or?
Just this. I got invited to the Hippy Dippy recruitment next week, so I'm gonna give that a try. Yeah, the whole idea of like politics panels. I was like, oh, I love politics. I was gonna do it at uni for a hot minute, but then I started finding that I preferred when the stream ended and we would all just same people just hang out and talk about fun things. I was like, that's way more entertaining than the other shit. And then I went on your auditorium and I was like, why do I find this so much more fun than the Prime shit? And then I realized it's because we talked about like what would you bring to a desert island, and I'm like, this is the content I like. I prefer and also I find that with politics panels on Twitch especially, it's all American.
True.
For the Hippy Dippy recruitment, I'm gonna give it a good shot, but like a lot of the topics are American centric, and I find that before I go on, I have to spend hours researching because I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? What is? I haven't even heard of that state. Give me a second. Like,
Oklahoma. I feel you.
Me neither. Still don't know where that is.
It's
So
a
we're
lot.
American and we don't even know where Oklahoma is.
I couldn't point to Oklahoma if you had a gun to my head. I have no idea. The only state I know is Ohio, and that's because of Glee. Like,
I don't know where Ohio is.
What, California?
Those big square ones in the middle. I don't know any of them. I don't know any of those ones.
They're not important.
They're really not. They're really not important.
No one has ever lived there ever.
Yeah, I mean, like Idaho, Wyoming. What is that? North and South Dakota, the two squares.
Now you're just
that are right next to
making
each
up
other?
words.
Yeah, I'm just making up words. Oh no. I mean, no one really lives in Wyoming. What is it? What's Wyoming's population? What was it, like 500,000 people? It's pretty wild.
I'll forever be upset about there's Kansas, but then the other one is not Arkansas. I'm so that messes with me.
That was a Vine. Yeah, America, explain. That Vine was so funny.
I'm glad I have a friend in Virginia, or else I'd have no idea that it was a state. That's just how it goes.
Virginia. Yeah, Virginia, West
Colorado?
Virginia. Cool. Oh, yeah, there you go. People mix that up with like, all the other square states.
It's like, yeah, I'm a square state, but we're the one with mountains. Everybody's like, oh, you go skiing.
It's the mountain square one, yeah?
Yeah,
with the mountains.
Well, and now
South Park.
Legal marijuana, South Park.
This conversation started with Trix complaining about how all we talk about is America stuff, and it's continued into talking about states.
I'm like, mountains. The one with snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah, you did it.
Oh my god!
And then I find like
fake
I would
snow, obviously.
I would be like, oh, okay, let's flip it around. And then I would be like, the next topic is this really, really huge Australian story. And the whole panel would just be sitting in silence while I talked about it. And then I would be like, who has anything to say? And they would be like, anyways, back to the American thing. And I was
anyway,
like, I tried.
There was a legislation that was passed by some guy in some state. Comment on it. No, I don't know.
No.
Why would I do that?
Just no.
It's like, yeah, legislation proposed by some minor person in a specific state.
Yeah.
Let's spend the next hour talking about it with our international guests.
So in what was it? So in Idaho recently, their city council is proposing a change to the way they do they change sex ed, and I'd like to have all of the Australians now speak about what they think about this very small issue in the city council of Idaho. Please go ahead.
I stopped listening about 3 seconds after you started talking, mate. Not gonna lie.
I once had an American came up to me and they were like, have you heard of this state? And I was like, no. And they were like, really? You haven't heard of the Great Lakes state? And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Please just shut up.
Wait. Thank you for the tier 1 sub, Cherry. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to the channel. Thank you for the support. Yeah. No, I don't really know much about America. I know where North Carolina is, and only because Rhett and Link lived there, and they pointed it out on a map on one of their Good Mythical Morning episodes.
I know where North Carolina is purely because I think it's above South Carolina.
It's north.
I'm no scientist.
It is somewhat north, yeah. It's kind of like that. I still think that we should merge all of the states that are like west, north, south, all of those, just merge them together and put them together, and then we start adding new ones. You know, make Canada a state, make Mexico a state, and then I'll just start creeping across the world. I think it sounds really cool.
Australia's just one big state. Right? You
It
guys live in
literally
one
is.
enormous.
Yeah.
Okay.
We only have like 6 different states or something
Oh, okay.
here in Australia, and we're like not much smaller than in America, I don't think. And the fact that you have like 51 of those tiny little like outlined boxes in this in America, it's nuts. It's too many. It's too many. You
It
need
is.
less.
We need
Might be
less.
Too many.
Well, you think we
I
need
think
like
so.
4?
Yeah.
You need to like merge a bunch of them, and then have
Just
one
line.
big state.
Just need lines down the middle, left, right, top, bottom.
We
You know,
have
you've got the
we
left
have,
one,
that's
the
what
right
we
one, the
have.
top
We
and bottom.
unironically we have Western Australia, and it's a line down like half of Australia, and it's just everything in the west, and that's
Yeah.
a state.
Keep
We
it
have.
simple.
I mean, it's simple. It
West
works.
Australia.
And then with the middle, we drew another line and we cut it in half and went, that's the Northern Territory and that's South Australia.
Yeah,
Done.
that's perfect. Yeah, let's do that.
It was really simple. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a
I
lot
don't
of
know
our
what
states
you
are.
guys are thinking.
A lot of them are set up from like water lines. I know here in Kentucky, basically the entire north of the state is like wiggly and jagged, all because it just runs across the Ohio River. But I'm pretty sure most people care. For one, most people care about American politics because lots of people were really got really big on politics or American, but also I think lots of people like to look at American politics because it's like a gladiator match, right? It's just so cartoony. All of it is really cartoony that I've noticed compared to like even like British politics or Australian politics or of any other. Ours are just it's you can't write this sort of stuff, right? With the last year of the Trump administration into the first month of the Biden administration, all of this you couldn't write, and it's a great story. Honestly, it's really upsetting, but it's a story.
I disagree. I think it's completely uninteresting, and I hate reality TV, and I want out. The American political system is like, it's awful, and I don't want any more. I want to know about Australian politics. I want to know. I mean, like, are there things you're doing better? I assume healthcare and quarantine.
Yeah.
You've got
gun violence. That's a good thing.
Gun violence. Yo, you read my mind.
Yeah, no, we don't have any like COVID cases.
We're done.
And we've got full healthcare, but like it's just like nothing happens is the problem here. I feel like you guys are constantly like on the brink of like making progress, and then no one talks about stuff here. I think is the problem is that Australians are very unpolitical people. There was like only a couple months ago, the entirety of like South Australia was voting on whether or not to completely outlaw abortion, and no one talked about it because of course we didn't. Like we were too busy drinking beers and getting sunburn. Like
what was the outcome? I must know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Hold on.
Wait,
you
what?
said you didn't know American politics. I need to know right now if abortion is illegal in Australia. This is your department.
I think it's only in South Australia. I don't live in South Australia, so like I don't really care.
All right, that's fair.
But I'm pretty sure it didn't pass. I think it was just like
it's been decriminalized.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I thought.
Abortion has just been decriminalized, so it's not like
I
legalized.
found one article from. That's it, one article, because we don't. I actually didn't even know that was a thing until Kat mentioned it, and I was like, oh shit.
Exactly
To
my
be
point.
fair, I'm the same. I have no idea what's going on in Alabama and southern states. They're getting weird. They're trying to go backwards. So I don't know either what's going on in the South here.
Sometimes, like genuinely, sometimes I'll turn on the news in the morning because I'm like, hey, I wonder what the world's actually doing. And because we have so little news, it's kind of like we have this one show that plays, and in America, I think it's like different states have different news. We really don't have that unless it's nighttime.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Oh. Okay.
How do you think that they report on the weather in the morning? We all have different weather. We all have local news.
You got me there.
Our Channel 9 news is different to South Australia's Channel 9.
Okay, no. You know what I mean? Like Carl Stefanovic Today Show. They don't have a different Carl in every state.
I wish they did.
I love Carl Stefanovic so much.
Okay.
I think he's great. But my point is, there's so little things going on in our country, despite how big it is. that sometimes they'll put on American stuff as like a funny, like, now we've been talking about like car crashes for an hour. Let's have a little bit of a comedy break. And then they will literally play clips from American politics and be like, what is that? And it's
Yeah, they'll be like, look, we made Obama sing a song by clipping his voice into a bunch of different things. And you'll be like, what the fuck is going on? This is really
That's
weird.
amazing. Now that's content.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad my taxis go here.
I'll wake up here and I'll look at the Australian politics news, and it'll be like, oh yeah, everyone hates the minister in New South Wales because they've gone into another lockdown. Man, fuck that lady trying to keep everyone safe. And then I'll like look at American politics, and it'll be like, wow, look, they've had a riot at the Capitol. And it's like, oh shit, big shit is happening over
Oh,
there.
really? Wow.
Nothing matters over here. Nothing big ever happens here. Every single Australian poll thing that's like happened in the last year has just been people are angry because they're in lockdown again. Boo-hoo. Also, there's like no cases, and that's why everyone's angry. Because why are we in lockdown if there's no cases?
Yeah, I just Googled Australian politics and hit news. The first article that comes up is our Prime Minister doing a stupid face with a flower crown of like leaves, photoshopped in front of a beach. And it's like, is ScoMo gonna go on holiday again? This is not news.
I hate it.
Wait, so like your prime minister going on holiday or like golfing or something, or what they ate for breakfast is your top news in Australia? That's it? You guys have nothing going on?
It's more because ScoMo had a big thing where during November of 2019, when our country was on fire, he went, okay, this looks bad, but I'm going to go to Hawaii for a few weeks. Hope it's done when I get back. And
Ted Cruz.
The leader of our country. This is like the equivalent of Joe Biden leaving right now to go vacation in the Bahamas. He just left, and then he came back, and he was like, "Oh, it's not sorted," and then he got really upset.
That's Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz was like, "It's too cold in Texas." Well, people didn't have power. Yeah, smart guy.
Did you all keep up with that story? It's incredible, actually.
I did, but like I mentioned it on my family like vacation like last weekend, and I was like, oh man, it's kind of wild what like Ted Cruz did, and it's like insane what's going on in Texas. And they were like, oh, what's happening in Texas? You don't know? It's so weird. Like Australians just don't know. We're too busy like buying hats and wearing cat ears and drinking.
That's fair, but certainly Americans are less connected, right? Americans are far less connected to geopolitics than I would say. Like you learn about Texas, I would say.
This is super interesting and something that I thought Twitch politics would be like blowing up about, but they haven't even mentioned it. And it's been kind of big in Australia recently. Kat, you've heard of the whole Facebook thing, right? They've banned. Oh, yeah. So Facebook in Australia has banned news. Full stop. No news articles. If you have a news company like the Washington Post or the Sydney Morning Herald, your account's been deleted. No news allowed on this website at all.
Who draws the line into what is and isn't news? How do you moderate that?
Exactly.
Like, if you have a news company, you can no longer post on their website.
Wait, so
things like that.
Like the Australian government's website or like Facebook?
Facebook. Like you can't post on
Facebook is not associated with our government because it's an American company.
Right.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Anyway, like, and I think it's because Google is currently in a legal feud with News Corp in Australia, and they're trying to get they're like every time I go onto Google or anything, it's like, please donate to help the cause or whatever. It's like, shut the fuck up. You're like a multi-bajillion-dollar corporation. I'm sure you can figure it out.
They do have many bajillions, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I feel like Senpai is in, sorry, I should call him Chow, not Senpai, is in the general.
Pass the vibe check.
Ooh, perfect.
Catherine invited him in.
Cat ears.
Close enough. Close enough.
Hamster ears. Yeah.
I was told this was ears inclusive. Apparently not.
No, it is.
I'm out.
Yeah, I'll see you guys later.
I hate when corporations ask to donate. Like when I'm checking out at Walmart and it's like, would you like to give $5? I'm like, no. Walmart, you should get $5. I don't have $5.
They actually do that for the tax break, apparently.
Yeah.
Because there was a big scandal with there's this company in Australia called Cotton On, and they have a thing where they have to like you go to check out and they're like, do you want a charity tote bag for $5? And you say no. It's part of their like script where they have to then offer you a charity water bottle, mints, and then ask you to round up your order if you say no to all of them. And apparently it's like purely because the company can then say like, oh, we donated this much to charity, therefore we get this much of a tax break.
It's why none of their shops or any of their like other shops that they own have they none of them have like a self-serve checkout, none of them. And every single time you go there, I absolutely hate it. Every single time it's like, let's have an entire like 50-minute long conversation with this guy who's like, do you want this bag? Do you want this water bottle? Do you want this? That's charity. And you have to say no to everything. I hate it. I don't shop there anymore because I can't talk to those people. It gives me so much anxiety.
I actually saw a little bit about this story about Australian Facebook. I'm not sure who it was. It may have been your prime minister or something, but it was like, we're excited to have Facebook back to the table, and we're like, oh,
it's
wow,
a British
cool.
accent.
It's literally the same. It's the same exact thing. I'm sorry.
Australia.
That is the most
There's a little
British shit I've
Australian.
ever.
There was a little bit of
British
Australian in
Accents
there.
aren't the same.
Australia.
Are you suggesting there's a difference?
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Oh,
Come on.
You don't think there's a difference?
I want a demonstration.
It's close
I hate
enough.
this.
Hold on.
I get confused for British all the time because I have a bit more of a posh Australian accent, and that's all we fucking are. We're just like we're just bogan
bogan
British
version of-
accents. That's all we are.
Yeah, it's like
Ghetto
I think it
British.
was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, we're ghetto British.
Some news article posted a thing that was like, the Australian accent originated from the drunken slur of the convicts. And no one doubted it. It ended up being fake, but we were all like, that sounds
that makes
completely
sense.
reasonable. I accept it. No one even had a shadow of a doubt. It was incredible.
Is that okay? So wait, also I may be a little bit racist, but when you said that your company was called News Corp, it sounds like something. It sounds like a news corporation from like a TV show or a video game where they can't take like a real name. News Corp, really? It's like Metropolis.
I'd never heard of them before, like this legal thing that's going on. I don't know what they own here or like which news corporations that they own. But it's kind of spooky that they can just and a lot of the journalism people are like, hey, this is really, really, really bad for journalism, and it's like deciding what we can post in like in news outlets. It's really spooky. And Australia,
I gotta say,
no one's talking about it. No one is talking about it.
I just want to say I deeply agree with Shark on this one. Like, it sounds like a company that's rolling out like a mind control device to your iPhone. like generally News Corp.
News Corporation. Come on.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I think media in general has been warning us for years of how bad the corporations are going to be, because just like corporation names sound so fucking spooky now, just on its own.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, I'm not sure how many people saw this happening. But it's like exactly what you were talking about, Kat, before, where you were like, oh, have you heard of this one law that was proposed in this like fucking sand state somewhere in the west of America? That's literally what happened. It was Nevada, that sits, if you didn't know, sits right next to California. Their governor is proposing to have his people introduce a law to the legislature that just allows corporations, if they have enough land in Nevada, to just start owning land. They can just become the local government. So usually like your county government, that just gets replaced with like Facebook or Tesla or Google or something. So they will own the property. They can make your money. They reap taxes. You can have they can have a corporate police. It's actually like dystopian video game type shit. And I guess it only came about because Nevada's like, man, we really need more corporations here. What if we just start selling off the people? And so yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
genuinely scary. And it's not just video game stuff. Like, this is historical stuff. These are company towns. Like, this will be a return to awful shit.
You're telling me you don't want to wake up in the morning to a broadcast from Elon Musk telling him how much he loves you, and then you have to salute the Doge flag? You're telling me that's not cool?
Oh my god.
Because he's a funny memer?
Yeah.
Today's news would
I'd be
what
very
Elon
happy
Musk
to just never hear about Elon Musk again. That's highly unlikely to happen since the American government wants to subsidize him. So, yeah.
Super subsidized. Oh, hey, Polar.
Yeah.
Polar is
I don't have caddies on. I'm
Wow.
I don't know what to say.
Oh, that's right.
disappointment.
You don't even
Not-
have
no,
ears on.
Not even some
Oh my
hamster
God.
ears. Not even the bare minimum. Wow.
I don't have anything. Okay,
Hold on,
I'm
let's
sorry,
not say
but
hamsters the
That's
bare
fine.
minimum.
Listen, I heard some
I'm out.
things that
No.
I don't want to make this a debate panel, but Australia looks cool. Straight up, when I see
Yes.
pictures of Australia, I want to live in Australia. Okay.
What?
I don't know. Yes, I
Why-
get so
why?
tired of looking at American city. I'm getting so tired of the landscape, dude. When I look up Sydney or when I look up Perth, that just looks nice to look at. You know what I mean? This looks nice.
I think Australia is really good at incorporating our ecosystem into our like designs with our cities and things like that and our suburbs. Like, there's trees everywhere. I live like 30 seconds from like a park reserve that's just like called my street reserve, and it's just like a big, and you can walk out there and there's trees and it's like there's, I don't know, fucking koalas in there or whatever. It's really fun. Like, there's just we have a really nice, fun ecosystem. I'm loving Paula's face right now.
Sure,
Yeah.
the government
An
could
ecosystem
be
of
good at that.
Spiders.
Or you just have such a big country and so few people, you weren't able to crush all of the natural places, right?
Yeah.
I think
Not yet, at least.
a lot more
Frustrating
happenstance
resources.
than...
See, I consider that a
Yeah.
good thing.
Well, sure, but I don't think it's as intentional as you might think.
I don't. For me, I really like cities. Like cities, they actually work when you have a really well planned city, you can work a whole lot of nature into it. And I found out about the big city near me, Louisville, Kentucky. So in Louisville, they even have a city arbiter. I'm not sure how many cities really have one of those that are really active, but our arbiter is really active, and there are multi-hundred-year-old trees and spots of land that you have to jump through so many hoops to get rid of them. And the way that nature's really worked into that city, and my city in particular, we have a massive park with a massive pond in it. And I mean, you can, if anybody ever goes and looks through a lot of my photography, I do a lot of shots there. It's a really beautiful place. But I think it just really depends on where you live in America, because near Kentucky, Ohio, sort of West Virginia area, you can find a lot of the Appalachian Mountains, and those are really cool. Death Valley, super interesting. Grand Canyon, super cool, especially in Wyoming when you go to that Wyoming park. You guys know the one. Those are really nice.
Those aren't cities.
Listen, those aren't cities, but
I've never heard of Wyoming, yet alone Wyoming.
You remember talking really hype about cities, and then started mentioning the Grand Canyon and Death
listen,
Valley.
I'm saying
wait, what?
cities, our
I'm
cities,
lost.
really well planned American
American
cities are really good in incorporating lots of nature. But we have really cool places. But for me, I wanted to travel to Greenland sometime, so I feel you. I feel
Yeah,
you.
or if you ever travel to like Teldrassil, that city there is really nice that the night elves run. It's there's just tree everywhere.
That's really cool. I want to see a night elf.
That's one thing about Australian cities that I dig is we actually have like this law with our city councils where for every X amount of like meters of concrete, you have to have a certain amount of trees. So that's why in the city, like every 5 meters, there's like a little box with a tree in it. So it keeps a lot of greenery in our city and stuff. Also, we have like our big city, and then directly like at the tip of it, we'll have like a huge like botanical gardens, and then across the river from it, we'll have like South Bank, which is this massive park as well. So we have more green spaces than there are urban, if that makes sense. And I always find like I look at pictures of like New York, like a stereotypical like American city, and I'm like, I cannot spot a single tree here. Like, it's just weird because where we grew up, it's like, especially when you move into more suburbs, it's just constant everywhere.
Yeah, it's just constant like trees everywhere. I've seen pictures of American suburbia before, and it feels like everyone has their own square box of front lawn, and your lawns don't connect. Our lawns all connect and are sometimes like disrupted with like a driveway, but they all like connect and you like I could be mowing my lawn and just go straight over into my neighbor's lawn and mow it and not really realize.
Do you mean
but,
like the front nature strip?
Nature strip?
Nature strip.
Oh, so we have your fence will generally end here, and then you'll have a patch of grass this big, and then you'll have a footpath, more grass, and then the road.
I think
that's called the nature strip.
Yeah, I think what she's talking about is that little spot in between the sidewalk and the road for us. Like kind of where the
Except
the
for us,
sits.
it's like a solid 2 meters as well.
Yeah.
In front of it, yeah.
For us, you don't.
Yeah,
I mean, you legally.
we have like 5 meters of grass. I don't even have a pathway on my side of the road. Like it's just 5 meters of grass. This is my fence, and then on my side of the fence we've got flowers and now lawn, and then on the other side of the fence we've just got 5 meters of grass.
And then the road.
And then the road. And then another 5 meters.
You don't have a sidewalk?
Not on my side of the road. I think there's one on the other side of the road, but it's pretty shit. It's pretty
Are you in like new
overrun
development?
with
Or?
grass.
No, a lot of
we just don't
Australian
have pathways on both sides of the road. We can walk on grass.
Oh, okay.
We're not too worried about that shit.
Kat and I live in two very different parts of our city, which I think is great because I live in more. I definitely have a sidewalk. I'm very much close to the city, but Kat lives in more stereotypical like suburbs. And
but
because
I'm only 10 minutes from the city. Like you live close. You definitely live like 4 minutes from the city, but I'm like only 10 minutes from the city. Like
yeah, but a lot of suburbs in Australia don't have sidewalks because they're like, well, the streets are so quiet. If you're going to ride a bike or if you're going to walk, if you want to, you can just do it on the road, I guess. Like, there's not really like the streets can get super quiet.
Like if I'm walking to the park that's just down the road, not that I ever do that. But if I wanted to go to the park down the road, I would just walk on the road. I wouldn't really bother walking on the side of the road. We don't have a lot of cars here, and I remember I was walking on the road once, and I had my headphones in, and there was a car behind me, and I didn't notice, and they were just like driving really, really slowly behind. They didn't hold at me or anything. It was so sweet. And oh my god. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, and I ran off the road. But it's really nice. I feel like our culture's a bit different.
That's why you walk against traffic.
Yeah.
That way
you
you
walk
can
against the
see.
traffic.
Well, a lot of our roads are kind of like we don't have lines in the middle of them for a lot of the suburbs, so it's like just do whatever you want, like because there's cars that'll park on both sides.
Yeah.
So,
What?
Yeah. So my road is.
It sounds like
That's
such a
egregious.
apocalyptic. Do whatever you want. Drive anywhere.
What your roads aren't like that?
Like what?
You talking to me?
Yeah, senpai.
Oh no, my roads, at least in front of my house, are like 2-car wide, and people who
you live on a boulevard.
drive on the right. Since we drive, I do not live on a boulevard.
Oh.
But it's 2 cars wide, or 2 cars could fit. 2 cars could drive against each other, and they don't really need to stop.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's with their roads too, but they just don't have the median, like the line there is what I'm saying.
No,
I don't have the line either. But like,
wait, are your
typically
roads?
people who drive, they drive on the right side of the road.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like everywhere else in the world, they
Listen,
drive on the left side.
Listen, I don't know why Trix was acting like people just drive on whatever side of the road that they want to, but
It's like complete street anarchy over there.
She should fucking know this because she has her license. I don't have my license, but when there's
Yeah,
a
which
line
is
on the
why
road, you're still expected to drive on the left side of the road. But a lot of the time there'll be people parked just like on the side of the road on these like suburban roads, and then you just go into the middle, but then you go back over to the left. But there's like barely enough room for like 2 cars to be directly next to each other, really.
What I'm gathering is you guys live in some post-apocalyptic Mad Max version of the world where
that's what I'm
everyone
thinking,
drives. It's complete chaos.
No sidewalks.
No sidewalks.
Chill out land. All we do is chill. We don't need lines to tell
Mad
us
Max. You mean
how
Chill
to-
Max?
Chillax.
You know what? I'll say it now. I've never even been to Australia, and I'm gonna consider myself one of the greatest Australian defenders in the world. Because
Oh my
America,
An
God.
ally.
I want to go so badly. I didn't know this, but Trix just sent me a picture of Tasmania. Apparently, Tasmania is not hot. Like hot. I thought it was always hot. Apparently, it has snow, so that's pretty cool.
You're really
Has
Um,
snow?
infatuated with
You like
Australia.
snow?
Why is it? This
Yeah,
isn't a
that's
meme
weird.
polar. You really want to go to Australia?
No, I really like. I like
He's
to
an
travel a lot.
Australaboo.
So the same thing would apply for like Japan and like some forms of like
weeb.
places in Europe.
Weeb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever. Say what you
Weeb.
want, okay? Whatever.
Have you guys ever
But
wanted
I
to
like
take a
looking
trip
at
to
different cities
Shibuya?
and stuff. Okay. No, but I love the look of like other cities. So Australia looks familiar, but like also really different at the same time, and I enjoy that. So it looks pretty cool. I want
Yeah.
to.
Well,
Wow.
pe-
I
people
wonder
don't
why it looks
expect
familiar.
people don't expect Australia to have snow, and a lot of Australia doesn't. But because like we are very south, just below us is Antarctica. So I think Tasmania has penguins. And I know that some
They're
of
called-
South Australia also has penguins.
They're called fairy penguins, and
Fairy
they are
penguins.
the cutest things ever. They're like this big, and you can go if you're in like the south of Tassie. If you go around dusk, you can
Tassie.
watch them swim into the bay, and the council will actually make little huts for them and little like housing communities for the penguins along the
kinda cool.
beach. And you just sit there on the bench and you watch the penguins come in and go to their little homes. And sometimes they'll have family waiting for them to come home. It's so cute.
No, that's-
Giggling study abroad programs in Australia, Paula.
they're like really big bird boxes.
Hmm?
They're like really big bird houses. That we use.
Kind
for,
of, yeah. They're like
hummingbirds.
domes.
Okay.
Like a little shack, and they have like they've obviously they've made it for like tourists, so they have like little footpaths connecting all the houses, and they've put in little lights so it looks like a little town. It's the best thing ever. It's I love it. Paula, you should come study in Australia instead of America. It's a lot cheaper, and you might die because of the animals, but that's okay.
But you won't die from viral disease.
True. Do a lot of people die to animals? Is this just a joke? Are you? Is that?
Oh,
a threat?
I'm pretty sure koalas kill a lot of people, right?
I have been bitten by
Koalas do
two
not kill
brown
people.
snake, but that was just because my bad. I shouldn't have gone near it. Like,
Oh my god, Trix. Like people talk about the spiders and everything all the time, but I like I've never.
There were
been bitten by a spider.
541 animal-related deaths reported to an Australian coroner in 16 years between 2001 and 2017.
I think
Yeah,
it's
That
because
is-
just
That's
leave
16
them
years.
alone.
That's probably less than
That's
America.
so few.
yeah,
It's-
it's because we've learnt. Like, if you see a funnel web spider hanging its web on your front gate, just leave that shit alone. It's not hurting anyone. There's no need
What?
to go near it.
I
I
think
mean,
Like,
this
I
is-
remember.
so-
Yeah.
So, Chow, I'm with you. The spiders are really scary and dying to an animal. But I bet if we were to rack up like animal deaths and gun deaths and animal deaths and gun deaths, like it's probably so safe there. I mean, I don't know if I'm so excited to travel. I would love to go places. I mean, English speaking places. Like I've been to Scotland and that was amazing. I'd love to go to Australia too.
All right.
Japan's not.
It's a
super
lot of
exciting.
like Peppa Pig actually banned an episode. The government banned a Peppa Pig episode in Australia because it was all like, oh, you shouldn't be scared of spiders. You should.
I remember
Spiders
that.
are just like every other insect. And the government was like, we can't show kids this. They should be scared of spiders. But I suppose it's similar to like Americans have like those cartoons. There was one I saw like years ago that was like, don't light forest fires. And it's like, hold on, this seems like incredibly obvious information that we shouldn't need to teach anyone.
I feel like all we're doing is alerting people to the fact that they can light forest fires.
Yeah.
Wait, you're telling me I
But
can
here-
burn
but-
down the entire state? Wait,
But
hold
here
on
it's
now.
here it's the reverse. Like Chow, where
Burn
you
down
live,
the
there's
entire
probably no
coast.
like. There's probably no dangerous spiders. Where are you at, Chow? It's probably like super spider safe.
Northeast.
You still have a phobia? Would you say you're quite?
Oh, I
intimidated?
definitely have a phobia. It's because of Harry Potter. I think
Oh
it was
my
the
God.
second movie,
That
the
was
giant
scariest
spider.
shit.
Even to this day, I can't watch that scene. But it's debate bro time. I want to see animal deaths per capita.
Ooh,
right.
Oh my God.
there we
Absolute
go.
Oh my
numbers,
God.
they don't cut it. They don't
See,
cut
the
it.
thing
We're
is, I
doing
was thinking the
proper
same thing. I just
comparative.
didn't want to say it. You know, this is
Yeah.
the anti-panel. I didn't want to They want to go there. Do you
Well,
have
the
a
thing is-
factual study
It's in
for
my
that?
nature.
I'll pull one up. Well, the thing is, if we're putting animal deaths up against anything, we could put it up against, I don't know, corona.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a
Corona
second.
deaths, yeah.
Wait a second. That doesn't count,
And-
okay?
yeah.
That doesn't
Come on,
count.
we had
I-
Orange Man in the White House.
We have
Can you
9
really
deaths.
blame us?
Come on, there was so much
Look, I
Cheeto
did
dust in the White
further
House.
research. The animal deaths that are happening in Australia are primarily from cows and horses.
Oh, really?
So,
Doesn't
which
surprise me.
makes sense, right? People
How's
work with
it not dangerous to
livestock in
shop?
huge numbers.
If it
So,
goes on the African continent, they're the most deadly.
They just
Oh,
devour
yeah.
people.
Not the
that's,
lions.
That's horrifying.
I wonder about
Yeah,
animal
hippos are
agriculture.
vegetarian.
Agriculture here. I bet we have a lot of like death by cow. I bet there's a lot more. Brazil probably has the most. I think they're like.
oh,
Yeah.
and America has the most horrifying death is, I forgot what they're called, but the feces pits on a pig farm, right?
Oh yeah.
They
Wait, has
they
someone
have
died
the
to a
smell
fucking-
that is so bad you will pass out if you get too close to it, and then people will fall in, and no one
That's
can
some-
come help you.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
fucking
yeah.
terrifying.
Wait,
What?
you died
Yeah.
to
Yeah, you guys are scared of koalas. You guys have pig pits where you
Yes,
get thrown
the
in and
pig
the
shit
pigs eat you.
pits.
No,
Oh
no,
my
no, no, no,
gosh.
no, nobody's getting thrown in. The
no,
smell
the-
will
scared
make
of
you
koalas.
very-
The fumes of the feces is so terrible, it literally knocks people out.
I did
and
watch
they
a
could-
horror movie where someone got
Don't
thrown in
about
and
it.
the pigs ate.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen that too. That's like a common thing. The pigs will eat, right? Don't they eat everything?
Pigs
know if
eat
I should-
people, yeah.
Wait,
Oh
no,
my
this is
God.
something that actually happened. Wait, what
Yeah,
the
That's
heck?
fair.
pigs
Seems-
are meat eaters.
Oh.
That's why it was always scary as a kid
People
feeding
are
the pigs
animals.
because it was like, don't fall in. You're very little. The pigs are bigger than you. They'll bite.
No,
Oh,
we
yeah.
eat the pigs.
It should be the other way around. Pigs should
Fumes
get a
from an
chance to-
Iowa hog manure pit kill father and son.
Holy
And-
shit,
Oh
it's
my
real.
And
died
the
together.
sun.
They
Tragic.
love.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They died doing what they love, feeding, shoveling pig shit. Yeah, definitely.
We do have snakes here though. That's something. But a lot of them aren't like harmful. I don't know how many snakes you guys have over there, but I remember I think there were about like 6 times in my high school kind of like during while I was at high school where we just kind of had snakes around and it was like,
What?
hey, don't get near that tree, there's a big snake in it. And we'd be like, okay, and then we wouldn't go near the tree and we'd just let the snake chill. Because they weren't like harmful snakes.
I'm always letting snakes and spiders chill. I'm always like super vegan about it until I got viciously attacked and my foot swole
I
up.
remember this.
I got bit by a spider, chow. And I was like, I don't squish spiders. I just let them run around. It's fine. And this
Yeah.
spider tried to kill me. My foot was the size of a fucking watermelon.
What
Yeah.
kind of spider?
No fucking clue. It was black and it was aggressive and
A black widow. I have
Maybe.
black
They're
widows
a
in my
red
area.
thing.
I have a
No,
family
no,
member
no
that
red
was
dog.
Like super deadly.
I have
aren't
a I think it's deadlier than a redback. I know someone who was bitten by a redback, and it was like
I have had a fear of redbacks. Speaking of movies that made you scared of spiders, there's that scene in that Gremlins movie where the gremlin like eats a spider or like drinks spider juice or whatever,
Spider
and he
juice.
turns into a giant morphed gremlin, half gremlin,
Oh yeah.
redback spider, and I was
Have you-
like,
hold
4
on.
years
Who's
old when I
have you
watched
been
it.
bit by a spider? Has anyone been? It was like 30 years of my life, and I hadn't been bit by a spider. So I don't.
I've been bitten by a snake, and that was
What?
pretty
Yeah.
bad. But I
You
just
got
leave
bitten by a
spiders alone.
snake?
I got
Yeah,
a
when I
I've
was
had
mosquito bite.
like
She
I've
said
had
she
little
was fucking
bites
with it.
that
though.
I assume
hold
are
on. I
spider
wasn't
bites.
fucking with it. I just went up to
Yeah.
a bush to pick berries because I was 4, and the snake was like, "Hold on, not chill with this."
These are my
and
berries.
then I was in,
Yeah.
and then I
Yes.
was in hospital,
Bush.
and then they were like, "You have the venom to kill 20 men inside of you. We need to get you to a hospital." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, no."
No, I think you were in that snake's bush, and I don't think there's such
Yeah,
thing as
my bad.
shark. There's no such thing as shark attacks. If you're in a shark's living room, that's your fault.
Exactly.
True.
You violated the
we have,
non-aggression principle. You attacked his property. Your life was forfeit. You know. I'm
fully I'm not even scared of snakes. They're my favorite animals. I love them so much. I want a pet snake. But spiders, I've never had a
Same.
bad interaction with a spider. I'm still terrified of them, and I don't know why.
Yeah, it's weird,
But
right?
we have
They're
like
8 legs. What has 8 legs?
Except
What?
lobsters, first of all.
body, and they look like, ooh.
Lobster's got way too
Scorpions.
Why
many
is that
legs.
scary? Just the number of legs a creature has is quite intimidating.
Yeah,
Why is that scary?
centipedes,
This bitch thinks he's
centipedes,
a
millipedes.
Dog,
They're aliens, alright? They're from outer
what about
space. Alright?
quadrupeds? What about cats and dogs? That's weird as
That's true.
fuck. 4? I don't know.
Is that too many?
We
It's
got
not
4
cute.
arms. We're fine.
No,
Two?
no,
That's
you're
pretty weird
bipedal,
too, not
nerd.
gonna
Yeah, I don't
lie.
like that.
Yeah.
2 is hella weird. 2 is
How
hella
about
weird.
those fucking birds? They've got wings. They've
Yeah.
got wings for arms.
Wings
They're
do
like
make me really
fake
uncomfortable.
legs.
I
Oh.
saw
Oh
a baby
God.
penguin the other day at SeaWorld, and it was really nice. And
Oh, I
just
thought
wanna
you were
say
just
that
about
again.
to say like on your walk to go get some coffee or something. There was just like a penguin chilling.
No,
Because
I
the
went
way
to
the
SeaWorld.
way you describe
live in
the
the
how
hot
close you all are to animals really worries me. It's like my gym partner is a monkey, you know? Just you're at gym class and you're doing roll call and all of a sudden there's just like a kangaroo sitting there and you're like, "Jack, what you graduated a week ago. Come on, man." You know, I'm just
You said
and I'm
my
just like,
gym
what is
partner.
happening?
No, that's
Oh,
actually
yeah, there was
very
a
awesome.
I was on my way to English class, you know, and then there was just a massive king snake sitting in the locker, and you know, he just that's his thing. You know, he's quirky like that. Like I was,
Oh,
I was
we
like,
did.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He's
It's
just
really-
vibing. Leave him alone.
So we have lockdowns, not for school, like anyone like coming onto the campus or anything. We had like every single lockdown that I've ever had has been related to an animal on campus, where they're like, "There's currently a carpet python in building C. Everyone stay in your classrooms for the next
I'm
hour
fine.
while we pick it up."
You guys had lockdowns for shit like that? We just had like,
We didn't if there was like a dog or something, but if it was like a snake, they took it a bit more seriously.
oh, we never did anything with snakes. I remember there was like
What's
one
happening?
time where there was a carpet python, and it was kind of just like slithering along the pathway, just making its way to its tree, in like the middle of the lunch area. And I'm a big snake person. I really love snakes. I knew a lot about snakes at the time. I was like studying them in my spare time, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna stick by this snake. I'm gonna like guard him and make sure people don't step on him." And it was literally just me. It was like when people would come down the pathway, I'd be like, "Heads up, guys! There's a snake here," and they'd be like, "All right," and then they'd walk around me.
I think I'm with
This is a
Polar.
culture shock.
I'd rather have active snake drills than active shooter drills in school. I'm like,
True.
I'm going to
Congrats.
Australia,
Wait.
Oh
bro.
my god.
Speaking of school, you got is it like how does it like I'm looking because I'm actually looking at the study abroad programs and stuff. And I was like, what's the best school in Australia? And the best school in Australia is apparently University of Melbourne, right? Right? Am I wrong on that one? Something like
I
that.
don't live in Melbourne, so but I would guess so.
Oh,
We don't
Why-
really have like elite universities
Really?
like you guys do, where it's like, oh yeah, that Yale, yeah, go to Yale if you like being smart. But we don't have that here.
Not
It's
even
kind of-
Harvard.
you're not like expected to try like. No one in Brisbane would be like, oh man, I really want to go to the best university, so I'm going to go to Melbourne. No, you just go to like UQ. You just go to your
Well,
local university.
What school
very
did the children of CEOs
Wealthy
and
people.
politicians
That's a
go
good
to?
question.
Right?
Generally just private
We don't
schools.
really have very many of them.
Okay.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I never thought so. Like, huh? If like I wanted to study abroad, like I was thinking about, oh, I want to go to this. Like, it's nah. I can just go wherever I think is nicest, whichever place looks nicest. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that.
We have like in my city, it's like, oh, if you're rich, you send your kid to the $16,000 a year private school. If you're normal,
Did you just say
send them-
16?
yeah, 1,000. That's considered like
That's
middle tier
Australian
private.
dollars.
Australian, sorry, fuck, kangaroo bucks, kangaroo bucks. But
Dunkaroos?
so,
Sorry.
like,
Dunkaroos.
if you're like regular Joe, I went to private school for 2 years, and then we were like, this costs too much. It's not even worth it because it sucks. And then I went to like the free art college down the road, and it's
Is
the same
this
shit.
is this high school? Is this what
High
you're
school,
talking
yeah,
about?
high school.
Right. Yeah,
Oh.
I went to a prestigious private school, and only because my mum worked there. And I think it was at least like $11,000 a semester. I think it started off as 10, and then by the time I graduated, it got up to $15,000, either a term or a semester. And my mom didn't get any discounted prices for it, which was absolutely hilarious.
That was the raw price, like without any like.
Are we still talking about high school or college? I'm sorry, just to
High
be
school,
clear.
high
Oh,
school.
okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
it's just really expensive for some
high
reason.
school.
So
but
none of
college-
y'all had bear lockdowns because there were bears at the
we
same
don't have bears
Oh,
here. We have
the idea of
no
a bear lockdown is amazing.
But
I want a
koalas
bear.
are bears.
They
They're not.
don't count. They sleep.
Well, koalas
bear-
aren't bears.
They're not bears.
They-
Are they
There's
not?
bear in the
Aren't
name.
they called
Koala
koala
I know
bears?
we call them koala bears, but they're not actually like a subspecies of bears. They have no relation to like polar bears or like
Marsupials.
grizzly bears or anything. They're marsupials. They have pouches. They're closer with like other Australian
Kangaroo.
animals. Bears. It's strange. Koalas are strange. All of our animals are strange.
Oh my god, have you
Um,
seen the platypus? What the fuck is up with that?
It's amazing. Is
I
what
love
it
I
them.
is.
forget those
They're
are
cool.
real.
Yeah, they're
Platypus.
smart and they're detectives.
That's true.
I'm
They
sure.
are. They wear really cool hats, and they
Okay.
have poison fangs behind their legs, and that's a thing.
That's only the
Really?
males.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
have a poison spur. Like if this was their back foot, it would be like here, and they have it for like protection. They can just poison you.
They-
Oh no!
They look kinda
Only the
cute.
males are toxic. So
I
like
find-
humans then.
It's
Hey, what
like-
the heck?
Hey.
Crazy.
Cool,
The joke
just-
was
All right,
crazy.
all right, we're going in that territory.
I
where
didn't come
Black
here to be
widows
bullied.
Eat males, okay? Female black widows eat males, okay?
Yeah,
Oh, true. Praying mantis too.
Yeah, praying mantis will eat the male's heads. Is that right? Yeah.
Ah.
But that's just girl
Devoured.
power. That's not toxic femininity. Yeah.
Platypus realistically make an
That's just
omelet. They have eggs and milk. I'm just pointing that out there.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
How do platypuses?
Platypuses
Are-
have milk and they lay eggs. You could make an omelet.
Disgusting.
dingo?
You're
Oh my
disgusting.
It
What's a
sounds
dingo? It's a type of
terrible.
dog.
It's just a
Right.
dog that never got put in the houses.
People,
Yeah.
people have milk and eggs. Would you like a human omelet? Or not?
Yes.
Ooh.
We don't
Oh,
lay eggs.
ew.
Well, you
Wait,
have
those
eggs.
eggs are not the
Eggs.
same eggs that you
They're
think
not
you're
the same.
eating.
But have you tried
be
them
like-
I
yet?
mean,
Andre skipped his bio class. He was skipping biology class.
Hold on, hold
eggs
on,
and
hold on.
egg.
You're saying because eggs don't have shells, you can't consume them,
It's
or
true.
do you?
Wait,
guys
Andre.
really-
like,
you
Andre, I
fucking
got you.
omnivores? Do you want to go there? Let's have a
Andre, how in
conversation
the
about it.
world are we going to extract female eggs from humans?
Dude, it's gonna be
You
just
can-
like caviar.
Um,
Come on.
Are we doing it or not?
Once, once
Oh
a
my
month,
God.
they
Are you saying
actually
you could
shed
not consume
themselves
this,
from
or-
the body. Chad?
Yeah,
Are
you
you
said
not
you couldn't-
aware of
This
this?
is actually some dystopian future high cuisine in the high classes. Human
No,
caviar.
no. Hold
Detroit
on.
caviar.
Australia,
I'm down
hold
for
on.
it.
Since we're on a debate panel, I didn't skip biology. Weeaboo in the top right. I just think it is unethical to consume the eggs of another animal or their milk simultaneously. I think this is a bad idea. Why would you do this to any animal?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
why?
I do have to say that Chow
Not even
warned
saying
me
why.
that he might not
Wait.
pass the vibe check. That he's a big
Wait, if I
debate
get
bro, and
if I
having
get
him on might
consent to
be a
eat the eggs, is
mistake.
that okay?
It's in my nature.
The only debate that I would ever allow is Andre and I fighting on which milk substitute is best. Because I will
Ooh.
die on macadamia milk.
Almond milk.
No,
Almond
Mac-
milk.
Almond milk. Thanks.
No.
Almond milk. You
Almond
haven't
might
milk
been.
is god tier, soy
I
milk
might
is
learn
the
something. I've
And then
never had macadamia milk. It's really good.
I've never seen
It's
that.
I'm
not
before.
sorry. I'll
macadamia
try
milk.
it.
A
I'll try it.
macadamia milk hot chocolate is the best drink you'll ever have. I love
Ooh.
it.
But does it taste like a macadamia nut in a macadamia nut cookie?
That's what I was about to ask.
I like them.
That's a
Yeah.
good question.
It tastes
If
like
you wanna-
if you've ever
Oh,
had
now we're
macadamia, I
talking.
similar vibe.
I
Now we're
would say
talking.
all,
Oat milk, don't get out of here with that shit. Oat milk is disgusting. I
Ooh,
cannot.
I think
vibe
it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I
The
never had
gays
it.
love oat milk. We can't diss on oat milk.
It's pretty good.
They
I
only
don't
have
know a
almond
single
milk.
gay who drinks oat milk.
I like coconut milk when I'm trying to replace milk for something. But
Coconut
I'm not
milk is
vegan or
like-
vegetarian or anything.
Coconut
Ice cream with
I-
coconut milk is the best.
That's
I've
very
used I've used coconut milk as a baking substitute of milk before. I've heard coconut milk is the best milk substitute in baking. Personally, I prefer almond milk with cereal, and I prefer soy milk in things like hot chocolates and teas and things like that.
This is really
Um,
important because almond milk is also nut milks are really good with cookies because they'll dissolve the cookie, but soy milk will not. Your cookie will just sit in soy milk for forever. Also, as a vegan, everything I cook with milk has like a weird vanilla taste because I never buy like it's always vanilla soy or vanilla
Yeah.
almond. So the
Yeah.
recipe's
You can
like,
wait. You can this is what I learned. If you get unsweetened like almond milk, it tastes a lot more like real milk than like
Vanilla.
base. Yeah, that's what I realized is that like I got almond milk for a little bit, but then I tried unsweetened and it just tasted like regular milk. It was just thinner. Like that
Yeah.
maybe.
So
some
Andre,
people-
this cookie factoid about the cookies not melting in soy milk, like, is this a hack for cereal? Like, will your cereal not get soggy if you use soy
I
milk?
don't know. I don't eat a ton of cereal. I still do cookies every once in a while though, so I'll have to test that out. I'll get back
I'll
to you
have
with
to,
the
at the
results.
very least, I'll have to find some cookie crisp because
got
that's
yelled
like
at
the
by my
perfect
chat.
overlap.
I got yelled
That's
at
like
by
my
my
biggest-
chat because I go ahead.
I was gonna say, since I stopped drinking milk, I've stopped having like all kinds of dairy, and my biggest thing is like I haven't had cereal since, and I used to fucking love cereal. I'd have like 2 bowls a day. It was my favorite. It was like soup but better. Uh, but I
Cereal
can't
is
find
good.
a decent fucking milk substitute that goes with cereal. It's
Hang
so
on.
So yeah, I was
wait a
vegan
second,
for a
wait.
while and I stopped drinking milk. I still eat cereal. It is human kibble. It just, you pour a bowl, you put it in front of yourself, you eat it throughout the day. Like, you don't need to put a liquid in a cereal for it to be delicious.
Hold
Listen,
up, hold
I made
up.
them.
Wait.
Yeah, but it's too
Trix,
dry.
It's your show, ma'am. Go ahead.
Turn your fucking camera back on. You eat McDonald's cheeseburgers. That has
Exposed.
cheese on it. That's dairy.
Exposed.
Stop telling people that you don't eat dairy.
How?
Cheese is
Oh
dairy.
my god,
It-
fine. I
it's-
tried
It's like it's cooked.
yogurt,
Oh my
cream,
God.
milk, anything like that.
Oh yeah.
Still
Also,
cheese,
make
though.
sure never to eat any McDonald's
Also,
fries
like,
because those use
2 weeks
beef
ago-
broth. If you're a vegan.
Also, like 2 weeks ago, I made you
Not in
nachos that
Canada.
had cheese on it.
Cheese doesn't count as dairy. It's
What?
Okay. I
Okay,
didn't
now
know.
that's a that's a lie.
I didn't know.
just a
Oh
bit.
That's
my
just cheating.
God.
You're just
Hey,
cheating
you
there.
can
That's
take
not
my
fair.
position, all right? That like, hey, things like cheese and ice cream, you just can't give that up sometimes.
Oh yeah, I'm never gonna give up cheese.
I tried it
Wait,
myself.
wait,
It didn't
wait,
work
wait,
out. It
wait,
didn't work
wait.
out.
Hold on, I'll clear my case. I'm not dairy free because I'm vegan or anything. I genuinely like milk products make me sick. Like I actually throw up because of them. But cheese isn't that bad, and as a result, I will still eat it
Would
every
you
now and then. I
specifically
won't do like
eat,
a cat and be
like,
like, I'm gonna have lunch today and cut up a block of cheese.
wheat-based
Like,
What if
cereal
it's
with your
lactose?
oatmeal?
Have
Do
you
you
had
how
the
many types of
lactose-free
milk
milk?
do you have?
lactose free milk?
Yes.
Yeah, I've tried that one.
Still
But
makes you
I'm
sick.
just like, it tastes a bit weird. I don't know, something about it. So I've started finding like the vanilla. At the moment, vanilla soy milk is my absolute favorite, as
I
well
like
as
that one
like
too.
macadamia and hazelnut. I like a lot of nut-based milks.
Same.
I'm about to say something that may get me deplatformed off of this panel, but when I was younger, okay, I tried something that I probably
I was a
shouldn't when
boy.
it came to
Why are
cereal.
you gonna say it?
Uh,
Don't say it.
Okay,
Do it.
I
Say
used
it.
to put orange juice instead
Oh,
of
that's
milk.
even worse.
Okay.
How do we ban Polar? 1 second.
What is?
No.
Wait, what?
Worse.
What is that even?
All right,
Why?
wait, Polar.
Orange juice?
Polar, you might be able to save yourself. What did you eat it with?
No, which cereal?
What did
Hold
you
on, chat.
pour?
No,
What
which
cereal?
cereal? No, chat,
So
which
much
cereal is
tamer
it?
than where
Oh
my
yeah,
mind went.
let me think.
so.
So I like to eat with frosted flakes.
I knew he was gonna say
Lucky
Frosted Flakes.
Charms, Lucky Charms.
There's no cereal. There's no right answer to orange juice and
Wait,
cereal.
It
Yeah, there
actually
is
kind
one.
of tasted good. Don't hate on it until you try it.
Hang on, are all
Hold
of your
on, no.
cereals just like variants of piles of sugar?
No.
Yeah.
They don't
It-
have like
it's-
healthy cereals, I don't think, or at least
Well,
not
yeah.
as many as us.
Because
They have some amount of like corn base with corn sugar thrown on top, right?
Oh.
Or sometimes a rice base with sugar thrown on top.
Yeah.
For me,
Oh.
I got yelled at by my
Yeah.
chat because for me, I don't like non-soggy cereal. I when I make a bowl of cereal, I put the milk in and then I let it sit there for like 2 minutes and then I like stir it around until it gets a little soggy.
It's like soupy.
Me
That
too.
sounds not good.
Yeah, I like
Me too.
for me, I like my cereal
do you
al
feel
Like how it
dente.
feels in your mouth, huh? It's like just like smooth.
Well,
So
you
you
Well,
could
not
eat
all the
oatmeal.
way, like a little like a little to the tooth, so it got the little chew in it. but not like completely soggy. But for me, it's like the soggy to barely soggy train. But I'll never eat. You just pour it into the bowl. I will never instantly start eating the cereal.
I have to be honest.
Wait.
I don't discriminate. I just eat it all. I eat all the cereal, soggy, regular. I have no
Orange juice?
preference.
Have you ever had
Orange
water in
juice.
cereal? Have you ever had water in cereal?
No, I
Water.
don't like water in my cereal. That's weird.
Is cereal
That's weird.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, honestly,
I think I
Polar,
have. Yeah, I've tried it.
Polar,
Yeah, I
I was
tried it.
thinking that you were that kid like during lunch break. You get out the little bag of cereal from your backpack, the little Ziploc bag, and then you go over to the water fountain and you start filling the bag, and you just eat it. That's what I was
Do
thinking.
you
Like,
guys
oh my
wanna hear
gosh,
a
you probably
bad
does.
story?
that
Like,
too.
do
When
you
I-
have a personal experience you want to confess?
Nothing. No, absolutely not. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
When I was a freshman, actually in high school, which is like grade 9, one time I used to like cereal so much that I had a bottle, like I had one of those like plastic bottles, and I didn't know this was weird. So one day I poured milk in there, and then I put cereal in the water bottle. But it's milk and stuff. But I would take the cup with me, and I would like drink the milk like as if it was cereal, and I'd bring along it along with me to school. So like it'd be like a mobile cup of cereal.
I've done that. I've also blended up cereal and milk and had it as like a smoothie on my way to work.
It's
Oh.
Do you guys have the same cereals in Australia as us? Do you have like a cinnamon toast crunch? Really?
We don't
we
have.
don't have your brands. We don't have the same brands. We have like Cocoa Pops, which is like rice bubbles, except
Chocolate.
with chocolate in them. And what happens is when you put them in, they pop a little bit, and then it turns the milk into chocolate milk. It's like they're
Yeah.
filled with chocolate, like Nesquik dust.
Those are
And when
like
it gets to the milk,
the
it turns into chocolate milk.
what
Those
are the
sound good.
rice snap crackle pop? What are those? We have those.
Rice
Rice
Krispies.
Krispies?
Those that's what we call
No,
them.
it's not Rice Krispies, is it? Or I mean,
Yeah, it is.
crispy.
Rice
Yeah, maybe.
Krispies is your equivalent of rice bubbles. We just don't. We have like I remember when Fruit Loops got brought into Australia when I was a kid, and that was like huge. Our government has really, really there's a lot of like health laws and stuff, and
I care about you.
so it's really hard in Australia to find Lucky Charms. I've never had them. The one with Tony the Tiger on it. I don't know what he's selling, but I want it.
Frosted Flakes.
Stuff like that.
Frosted
We just we
I was
have
so poor. I was so poor as a
So
kid. We had
that's-
like Terry the Tiger. Fucking, we didn't have those brands either. But yeah, ours is just straight sugar and corn and rice, and it's awful. That's cool that your government
well,
is like.
even American bread tastes different to Australian bread. Like I remember, I didn't go over, but when my mum went over to Hawaii, she was like, "This is cake. We have like this dessert cake called tea cake, which is kind of like bread but a little bit sugary, and that's kind of like the recipe comparable for your guys' bread, if that makes sense. Like ours is more bland and
Is
basic.
it gross?
Well, it's like
I've
It's
heard
healthy.
I've heard that
Yeah.
your bread tastes like cake, which is really strange. Because
Because
I'm not sure. Do you guys have sugar in your bread?
Well, we
The white
probably have a
bread
little bit of sugar.
Tastes like
yeah.
that.
It's because a
Yeah,
lot of our
sugar.
food comes with sugar. For me, I've done keto before, or I tried to cut a lot of sugar and carbs out of my diet, and you got to cut a whole lot. Lots of bread. I couldn't eat bread, period. But like not much. But a lot of the bread has a lot of sugar in it. Actually, there was a case with what I think it was McDonald's in Ireland. How
Ireland and Subway.
Yes.
Oh, was it? Yeah, something along those lines. Where they were fighting in court because the laws in that country made it so you can't have this certain amount of sugar, and they had like 3 grams of sugar in their bread loaves. And then they lost the case and got classified as cake.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can
The
definitely see it.
Supreme Court of Ireland declared that Subway's bread is cake.
Oh,
What
I
about-
remember that.
There was a thing where Subway changed their formula because the bread was like it was comprised of mostly the same things as like yoga mats. It was like hardly even bread. I forget what it was, but Subway
That
had to
must
like
have been
change.
all my time.
I'll Google it. I'll do it.
New poll.
I love Subway.
So
I love
would you?
Subway though.
So would you be okay?
Someone in
Like, go ahead.
Someone in chat just said something about like the different things. Like I've never had a Hershey's chocolate bar. We don't have Hershey's here.
Oh.
I have. They had it at like one like American stall in like a shopping center once where they had like
yeah,
these
we
are
have like
American
certain shops that will sell like foreign foods. Like we'll
Uh,
have shops that have like flavors of Fanta that you can only find in Japan or something.
yeah,
And
A
you can
Hershey's
buy
chocolate
things
bar.
like Frosted Flakes there and stuff, but you're not supposed to.
or like Pop Tarts. Our
Yeah, Pop-Tarts.
Hershey's. I tried a Hershey's chocolate bar, like the ones from America, and it tastes like Kat, you ever been to Aldi and they have those like
No.
Easter, okay, like a really like basic supermarket, and they have like Easter eggs like discounted,
literally
and
trying to
you
kill us
try
with all
them,
this
and they
sugar,
are
I
just like
swear.
the weirdest tasting chocolate you've
Sugar
ever
and
had. Like it's
everything.
weirdly sweet, but also like boring at the same time. That's what
I
Hershey's
guess.
tastes like.
Sweet and boring.
It's
Yeah,
just I don't know.
so-
It's sweet. I guess I'm just not used to it.
I don't like
Hershey's
chocolate, so.
chocolate has butyric acid in it, which gives vomit its distinctive smell and taste. And apparently, to like people not from North America, the chocolate just tastes terrible. Yeah.
Really? You guys are making. I don't know. I'm a big food person, so don't make Australia seem like they have bad food. I have to be honest.
We have immaculate food, I'm not gonna lie, but the only problem is your idea of Australian food is like Outback Steakhouse. What the fuck is Outback
That is Australian
Steakhouse?
food.
What
Um,
is, yeah, what is Australian food? That's a good
Yeah.
question.
Okay, when I think of Australian food, I think of three things. I think of meat pies, I think of fairy bread, which is bread,
That's
butter,
children's food.
and then sprinkles. Children's food is still people food. Children aren't
It's not.
people. And then I think
I tend
of,
to disagree, but we'll move on.
then we have one of our it's like a Bunnings, it's kind of like a Lowe's, I think, or like a Home Depot. On a Sunday, they have a stall out the front where they sell $2 sausages and bread. It's not a hot dog because it's not a hot dog bun. It's like a piece of bread in a triangle.
But
That's
is
what
it,
I think of.
But is it a sandwich?
Yes.
Well,
Technically, yes.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just a slice of bread, and then you put the sausage in it, and then you fold the bread around it, and then you put sauce on it, and then you eat it outside of the Bunnings.
There's actually
and
a lawsuit about the
We call them
Bunnings
snacks.
Yeah, so
Look,
that was a
I've
lawsuit.
hung out with
where-
Trix and Cat enough.
Oh yeah.
I just want to say there's three essential Australian foods, right? It's a goon bag, some macas, and Vegemite on toast.
That's true.
Like,
What's a
all
Vegemite.
it's easy to eat.
bag?
Was that all
I-
pronounced wrong? What
No,
what
that's
That
all
was all pronounced perfectly, Catherine.
Perfect.
You're excellent. You've learned very well.
Okay,
so a goon bag is
Delicacy.
so
sounds
it's
awful.
it's like boxed
Goon bag,
wine.
yeah.
You know how boxed wine comes in a bag? So what we do is we get the bag, and then
Bring
what
it
we
up.
tend to you would like peg it to a clothesline, and then everyone would go like chug, chug,
Stand
chug.
underneath it,
And
and
then
you
you
pull
would stand underneath it and scull the entire bag just into
Is
your
it-
mouth because it's pegged up on a clothesline. That's a goon bag. That's very broken teenager. It's very, very good. Very fast way to get drunk. Very disgusting. Macca's is McDonald's. We go on Macca's runs. That's our thing. Putting our thongs, go on Macca's run down the road.
What?
Thongs,
I didn't
flip-flops.
understand a single word. Oh,
That's like the
Um,
idea of pegging the goon bag because I'm a child. I didn't even know what it would be, but I just it's like I just like the sound of it.
I hear the word
Come on,
peg,
Nate.
and I'm
Yeah. Come on,
yeah,
mate,
well, that's
peg
what
the
she
goon-
said.
the
You got to
goon
peg
bag.
the goon bag, and I was
Yeah,
like,
you peg it up on the clothes. What do you call that when you like
Clothes
hang things on a
pegs?
clothesline?
Pin.
Clothes
Hang?
peg.
pin,
Pin.
pin, closed
Oh,
pin
you call them
here.
pins? We call
Yeah,
them
clothespin.
pegs. Okay, you use the clothespin and you clothespin it up on the
What pin
clothesline.
sounds like you're poking a hole in it. All the wine would come out. That doesn't.
Yeah, that's what I
true.
was saying.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
make no sense. But we,
I'm
yeah, I was
not
gonna say
against pegging,
we had a lawsuit regarding the snags at Bunnings because they used to put onions, like the fried onions, on top of the sausage and bread. But then someone was walking around with it, and a piece of onion fell off. And then someone was walking, and they slipped on the onion. And so now the lawsuit has led to legally they have to put the onion at the bottom and then put the sausage and the sauces on top, so the sausage keeps the onion in it.
That sounds so
That was
lame.
like, we're talking about Australian politics before and how boring it is. That lawsuit was the #1 headline for about a solid 3 months. It was
Oh,
like
yeah.
it was a national like talking point. Everyone was going like, "Oh, should it be?" Oh my god, it was huge.
do you guys have taco restaurants?
No,
We have like
no, we don't.
do you
Shut
guys
the
have
fuck-
Mexican food
where?
over there?
What
We have- we
taco
have-
restaurant?
we have Mexican restaurants, not specifically taco, but we have Mexican
I'm
restaurants.
thinking like fast food places.
We have
don't
Taco
have-
Bell. We have
We
one
don't
Taco
have
Bell.
Taco Bell.
We
I've
have
never
one
ever
Taco
seen
Bell
a Taco
in our
Bell
state.
here. We have one Taco Bell in our
entire
entire
country.
state, and it's nowhere near me.
Yeah, it's in
My
like another.
worry, my worry is that if I ever went to Australia, I'd be super unsatisfied with the food.
Yeah.
Because I have been.
Australians
Now that I
have
think about it,
great food.
Mhm.
We are
Hold on,
like
that's
known
not how you
for
study
having
abroad.
Yeah.
Polo, that's not how you study abroad. I don't know, man.
That's not how you study
I-
abroad.
Hey,
I
okay,
understand. No, I understand. When I was in Uganda,
I'm messing with you. You're right.
I
You're
really,
right.
when I was in Uganda, I really craved Asian food.
Mhm.
But every single time I went to eat at a Asian restaurant, it was just pure disappointment.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So my food experience in South Australia. I spent 6 months in South Australia with my wife. My wife's from Adelaide. My food experience was I hated all the pizza. And I ate fish and chips every day. And she took me to an American restaurant with a Canadian head chef where they served me American ribs. And then I like
Aw.
Flake a lot. Flake was like my thing. And also going to the beach was like my thing. But yeah, I would walk to the store. There was this lady that owned the fish and chip shop that I went to, who was into buying American motorcycles and shipping them over to Australia. And that was like, yeah, I spent 6 months in Adelaide, and after like not being in Australia for like a decade, I'm like, I want to go back and not come back here to America.
No joke.
Yeah.
If you have the green card, like the visa to get in, I don't see why you would live in America over Australia.
As someone who was born in Adelaide and goes there a lot and lived there for a bit, Adelaide is not very good. That's it. I just wanted to announce that it's not very good.
Radelaide.
It's really small. They're known for having wine and churches. Adelaide makes really, really great wine. They're like known for their wine, and they have a fuck ton of churches. They're also known as the city of churches because they have so many fucking churches. But yeah, they're okay. It's really small. There's not really
Haley-
anywhere to go there.
Haley used to take me to this really nice Japanese restaurant in Adelaide, and I remember the one time I went there, I got really drunk off of sake, and apparently I was complaining to the waitress that my wife wouldn't let me have any more sake, and embarrassed the crap out of her. And my wife was like, "Don't worry, they're Canadian."
I have a question. I'm looking at this website for a Mexican restaurant. It's called Guzman y Gomez.
Yeah,
Is that a good-
GYG.
GYG?
Yeah,
Is that good?
GYG.
It's,
Yeah, I like GYG. I get the nachos there all the time. They're really good.
we have one
That's
on
what
my
matters to me.
campus. We have like a little food court underneath one of the buildings, and the GYG there has a lineup every single day.
Is that like one of the build your own food places, right?
No,
Right? One of
It's
those?
like you go up and you look at the menu and you say,
Yeah.
I'll have one of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, you
Mm.
can you can build your own like tacos and shit like that. I've never ordered tacos out before. That's why I never saw it as a taco place.
The
But
only places that I can think of that are like build your own are like a Subway, and then the city has a lot of like kebab shops where you can kind of build your own, I guess.
you can get like euros that you can build your own.
I
Oh,
like those. Those are
Euros,
good.
that counts.
Yeah.
I most of the
Those
time
are good.
point and I say that one, and they go, "Do you want to
By the way, real
customize it?"
quick. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah.
No,
Sorry.
you go right.
By the way, real quick, you're gonna have to forgive me because I'm about to start some drama real quick. Andre, nice to see you, stranger man. Nice to
how you
hear
doing?
from you.
Yeah, what's up? It's good
Oh.
to see you. I can't see you.
What's-
You see me. It's nice to hear
I
you.
don't
Great.
have a camera right now.
Okay, but
I don't
do you
have a
have on
camera.
cat ears? Lie to me. Tell me yes.
Please.
No, I don't have on cat
You
ears.
can't
gotta
even do
go.
that for us. You can't even lie.
You gotta go.
Wow.
Has no
Yeah.
it's
Couldn't
But-
even lie.
It's bare
It's good to
minimum.
see you, Rain.
Do better.
It's good
Wait,
to see
okay.
you.
It's a
too,
sign of
Andre.
good faith.
So I looked up Australian food, all right? So I typed in Australian food to Google, and I'm seeing this like sprinkle toast or like sprinkle bread, and it's
It's called
I'm-
fairy bread.
it looks like
yeah,
something
so-
that I'd make like the last day before before my mom goes food shopping again. It's just
Oh my
Sure.
god.
So the three things that I lived off of was chicken chips, tasty cheese, and flake from the fish and chip shop. That was what I lived off of for like 6 months. So
I would say we have like this one dish. It's always a big debate every year as to whether or not it's New Zealand or Australian invention. Pavlova, which is
that's like dessert, like an ice cream kind of based dessert.
Also scallops. I think are really gross, but it's like the only food to ever come out of Tasmania.
Oh, and Tim Tams. I miss Tim Tams a lot.
Yeah, sometimes they're pretty good. They're pretty
One
good.
reason why I think I could never move out of Australia or like into like America specifically is America doesn't have chicken salt. Have you guys heard of chicken salt? Because
is that like flavored salt or like seasoning salt?
Don't have chicken salt. So chicken salt is basically when you put salt on your chips instead of regular salt, it tastes like chicken, and it's the best thing you'll ever have.
Oh, you're eating fish.
Just seasoning, right?
It's just seasoning salt, right?
Do you guys like your fish to taste like chicken?
No, not the fish.
Chips. It's on the chips.
Just the chips. You put them on the chips.
Oh, it's on the chips. Oh.
Fries. You call them fries.
Fries.
But
I thought they were at like the casino when they were pouring salt on their like gambling chips. I was like, holy crap, that's crazy.
And if I could, I would beg, like if it was possible, I would beg Kat and Trix to send me bags of crinkle cut Smith's chicken chips.
Oh, I love them. I have them in my cupboard right now. I could get them right now. I love those chips so much.
I miss them so much.
It's good. We have good food. I like our food.
Crisps? You guys have crisps?
We
don't call them crisps. We just call them all chips. So we call fries chips, and we call bagged like crisps. We just call them chips. We call everything chips.
Same shit.
Everything that's like potato based, unless it's like baked potatoes or like roasted potato bits, we just call it chips.
Yeah, wedges, that's just big chip.
Like a hash brown, a thick chip?
Thick chip.
That's a flat chip.
Flat chip. Okay. I was about to ask, like, what do you guys call hash brown?
Flat chip.
No,
we call hash brown a flat chip.
No, we don't. We call them hash browns. We do. We just call them hash
Holy
browns.
Vodka liquid chip.
I hate.
Is mashed potatoes like mashed chips? Is that?
That's called broken chip. It's all.
I was always just my wife calls it mash. Like she just calls it mash.
Bangers and mash.
Yeah, bangers and mash.
Yeah, that's really an English thing.
We are derivative of English people. Chip.
I don't want to admit it though, because they're bastards.
Wait, what?
What kind of soda do you guys have in Australia?
So we have all kinds of. It's a bit harder to get like Dr. Pepper and stuff, but we have like we call it soft drink, and it's like Fanta, Solo, Pepsi, Coke.
And when you say like
your government, I'm sorry for interrupting. It's your show. I'll shut up.
No, go for
it. What your government won't let you have cereal, but it lets you have soft drinks? That isn't. Those are both.
Yeah,
the soft drink companies had enough money to pay off our government.
Right. Yeah.
I see.
Kellogg couldn't do anything.
I feel like they're probably all owned by.
I feel like
anyway.
they must be like getting enough money from America that they didn't feel it was necessary to tap into the
They were going to
Australian market.
introduce a sugar tax, and then they were like, "We're too rich for that," and the Australian government was like, "Okay, that's fine."
Yeah. So with like how you guys will say like, "Oh, I'm drinking some soda right now." I would just say I'm drinking Coke. Like I never say like, "Oh, I'm drinking a soft drink." Like I say I'm drinking Coke, or I'm drinking lemonade, or I'm drinking Sprite. I'm drinking Fanta. Like we don't call it, like I've heard some of you guys call it pop.
Yeah, we have different regions. Soda water, pop.
A southern thing is to be like, I'm drinking pop.
No, you know what?
We don't associate with those people.
You know what makes me so mad? Because I've worked in fast food down here in the South. It makes me so angry. Every single time I'm like, so what would you like to drink with that? And they're like, Coke. And I'm like, you want the regular Coke, right? And they're like, no, I want a Dr. Pepper, right? Because every single drink is Coke. Because they'll say Coke, and then I was like, okay, and then I'll put Coke, and then they'll say no, a Dr. Pepper.
That's kind of
what the fuck?
I'll be really, it's so infuriating.
That's like how some people will say, oh, here, have a Kleenex instead of have a tissue.
Yeah.
I think it's really funny when that happens with brands, because at the moment, I don't know if at the moment, it's been going for a few years. Photoshop has actually been trying to stop people from saying that image is photoshopped, and they've instead been like, please, please, please say the image has been enhanced with Adobe Photoshop programs. The minute that the minute that Photoshop gets turned into like a verb or anything, apparently they can lose the copyright for it if it's used too much. So that's why Kleenex hates it. They like say, "Hey, would you like to use a Kleenex tissue
Trademark.
instead of have a Kleenex?"
Yeah.
Like,
There's actually a funny video from Velcro where they have people singing a song about how it's not Velcro, it's hook and loop.
It's
yeah.
trademark, actually. That's
But
part of my job. It's trademark. You can't lose a copyright. It's filed for like 10 years, and then you just have to renew it every 10 years. You can lose trademark, though. You actually have to fight
God.
trademark. That can be lost. I've actually
Is
had to
anybody-
file DMCA claims and stuff. Sorry.
Is anybody mad when they get a tissue and it's not a Kleenex? Or I understand the Coke, Mr. Pibb, Dr. Pepper thing, right? Like clearly different. But I'll take a tissue or some Velcro or I mean, these things are all interchangeable. Otherwise,
I'll get mad if the tissue's
I don't
one
say
ply.
the word Kleenex. This is
Meaning-
like I've said it twice right now, and it's the most times I've ever said the word Kleenex ever.
Andre, if I told somebody to go buy toilet paper and they brought back paper towels, that's when I get mad.
true. Here's the exception to that, though. I'll blow my nose with any of it. If I'm like, oh, I gotta blow my nose, and you hand me like
Oh,
a
yeah.
paper towel or toilet paper or tissue or Kleenex, I don't really.
Yeah, that's fine.
But after doing business, would you want to wipe your
I
behind?
honestly, I wouldn't care
paper
too much, but I
towels.
think the toilet has a preference. Like I think you can fuck up your
Yeah.
toilet without
Paper towel will
Wait
fuck up
a
your
second.
plumbing.
Oh,
I have a preference. I'll wipe
you
my ass.
flush it down?
No, no, I'm saying the
Wait,
toilet
what?
would have a preference, but I wouldn't. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
no,
really
no,
have
I'm
it.
talking. Yeah, you flush the paper down.
Yeah.
You
flush
don't
Wait, is that a
toilet-
flush
question?
toilet
Wait, do
paper?
you wipe and then put it
Huh?
in your back pocket or something? What do you mean? Why are you asking? Do you flush?
No way.
It's like a garbage
No.
can.
No,
What do you
no,
mean,
no, no.
garbage can? That's
The garbage. You don't.
Flush it.
You don't.
Charlie,
You
you
don't put
don't
it
flush
Wait,
your
what?
toilet paper?
You put your
You
used
have a-
toilet paper in the garbage can next to the toilet.
It's
Wait, what?
in the name. It goes in the toilet. It's not trash paper. You put
That's
it in the
Wait.
no.
toilet.
That's terrible for the environment. You don't do that.
So
No,
you'll
you
have like your shit covered toilet paper, and you'll be like,
In
yeah,
your
I'm just gonna go
trash
put
can.
this in the bin
There's
there.
a separate garbage. There's a separate. We have like a separate garbage can.
You
that
have a
we use
shit
for
paper
toilet.
That's
can.
disgusting.
No, you put
I'm
it
sorry,
in the
that's
toilet.
disgusting.
You
Like to think.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Hold
No,
up.
no, 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 no.
Listen.
To think that you guys have a trash can layered like a shit lasagna sitting
Just
next
shit
to your
paper.
sitting
Shit
next to
paper.
your
You literally
freaking
don't shit
like
paper.
toilet.
You're not
That's
supposed to put toilet
disgusting.
paper
That's
down.
gross.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
sorry.
You are.
Wanna know
Yes, you
something?
are.
That
Very
shit-
much you are.
That shit was our food.
No
all
way.
right? You ate
Yes,
it. You made a
I'm-
choice.
Would you gonna
to
eat it
eat
again?
that food
Shocked,
and it turned to shit.
And I'm appalled.
What are you keeping
I
it
left
for?
Twitch politics. I'm not coming back. Why are you? What? Why are you putting it in
Andre,
the trash
I was on
can?
your stream the other day when you started talking about recycling and how you recycle, but you also admitted that you knew
True.
it was complete lying.
True.
This is it, okay? Like
No, no, no,
flushing
no, no,
the-
no.
the
Wait, wait,
toilet
wait, wait,
paper,
wait, wait.
flushing the
That's not
toilet
the same.
paper
That's
down
not the
into
same.
the toilet.
I don't
is
have.
the
I don't
same-
have piles
it's
of shitty
almost the
paper in my
same-
bathroom. That's the
it's
difference.
same uselessness.
Your bathroom
It's also
stinks.
like a
You're
hazmat
recycling.
thing. Like you're
You
literally
go
having the
into the
people that
toilet.
pick up your trash handle your feces-ridden paper.
Yeah, that's pretty messed
Like,
up.
if the
Honestly,
bag
that's really
breaks-
disrespectful.
Like,
But like,
That's
y-
like
you're not
you just
sup-
disrespect trash people.
Yeah, where's your
You're not
chat?
supposed
Hold
to
on.
put it
I
down the
closed
sewage
chat, but I
system,
need
You
though.
don't know. Maybe they have compost out in the backyard and they take their used tissues out there to decompose, right? Is that what you guys do?
I just hate the
I'm also
idea
tired. I love
that
you
there's these
all.
like Hershey
Good night.
scoops.
I'll see
like,
y'all
just-
later.
Sorry,
Bye,
good night.
Rain.
This is what it took.
Bye, everybody.
Right. You're awesome.
Bye, everybody. Good night.
Yeah, I hate the idea that
Yeah,
you
I-
guys just have like poop toilet paper
I'm
just
offended.
fermenting like wine.
Is this
In your
wait,
bathroom.
Wait,
It's
wait,
just
wait.
not cool.
Is this not a joke? Are you?
Yeah,
being-
I-
I
It's
can't
thing.
believe they live
It's
like
not a joke. I have
I'm not-
a trash can next to my toilet,
Yeah.
and after I do my business,
Hold on.
I put
Cat-
the toilet
Does it
paper
This is
into
like
the
fucking
trash can.
spiders. This
Does
is
the trash can
another
at least have a lid?
spider moment.
Yeah, also,
is
also, this
crazy.
is not reflective of American households. You have like, it's like
This is.
50-50. No, it is not.
No,
people do
no,
not have
I've never
shit
heard of that.
paper in there. No, you're in
Jesus.
the very small minority. People don't have shit bags.
That's not true. By this
No, it
sample
is.
size right here, you're the minority, Andre.
No, no.
No.
Okay, hold on.
To not
I know it's
believe
your stream.
it.
Really quick, raise your hand if you flush toilet paper.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
Hold on.
minority.
You were talking about America. You were talking about America.
Are you not
Even in America.
So
even in
those
America.
who live, those who
Hold
live
on,
in
even
the
in
United
America, there's
States.
3 of us here. You're outnumbered anyway. You
Yeah,
don't
get the heck
flush
outta
your
here.
toilet paper.
I need
You're
to call the
weird.
police, dude. Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Wait. Did I misheard? Did I think Polar was on my side or the other side?
No, he's on yours.
I'm on
That's
your
two.
side.
All right,
It's
so it's
two.
50-50.
No,
Wait,
there's
but Cat,
what?
No, I don't
Cat,
like
Are you
that.
drunk? There's 5. Wait, Catherine, are you not? Shark is
What's that?
right.
I'm American.
Everyone except you and Paula flush toilet.
Yeah, it's just the two of
I
you.
didn't.
No, that's
This
so
is-
weird,
this is
dude. I'm sorry.
crazy.
Wait,
Said
are
it
you
was
saying? Wait, were
50.
you
You're
arguing that
smashed.
wait, were you arguing that was better for the environment or something?
this
No, I was
is
wrong on that part, too.
democracy.
I was
Okay.
wrong. I
Okay,
looked
'cause-
it up. I was wrong. It dissolves really easily. It's quite
Yeah, that's the
harmless.
point.
Please
Like, it all
flush
breaks
your
up. That's the
toilet
thing.
paper.
It's supposed to go in the
designed
toilet.
to
Holy
decompose
shit.
quickly.
Yeah, I know, but
All
I
I'm
don't
saying
wanna
is
go
that
I
you
into
take
it.
the
know,
toilet
no,
paper.
we're not having conversations about this anymore. Please flush your toilet paper.
Yeah, please do it.
I don't know.
Because I'm thinking.
This is like
unless you,
life changing, dude.
Composting.
yeah, you're composting.
Is that a big thing in America?
You guys just don't
No,
understand.
it's not a big thing. It should be a
No,
big
not
thing, but it
really.
needs
You
to be a
guys
big
just
thing.
don't understand. This is a big cultural change for me. Okay, I've never done this before. I used. Okay, I don't want to go to that, but
Polar,
this is
Polar,
a
but
big
how
news for me.
strong is your toilet pressure though?
What?
That's actually a no. That's a valid concern for like a lot of. Okay, I know this is a conversation we probably shouldn't go in, but that is a good point. Like depending on the quality of your toilet, you may not be able to flush down all the toilet paper. That's an actual thing.
How
Are you
much
guys
is
using
it
like
used?
half a
All
roll or
the
something? How
toilet
much are you
paper?
using?
How
How
much
much
you
are you
use?
using?
Let's
I'm
say
sorry.
that you had a rough day. Okay, I don't like this anymore.
I'm
Let's
sorry
say
to
you've
take
had a
over the
rough
stream. I
day.
apologize.
Do a
Right.
We can
halfway
talk about
flush.
that
Like,
Four,
why?
okay, 4, and okay. So like, if it's like the good kind of toilet paper, like the Charmin Ultra stuff, kind of stuff, like 4. Okay, 4 layers. Then you do the quarters, and you fold it. Then you could fold it again to do another side. Okay, but if it's like the school kind, it's like the really really thin shit. You take as much as you can.
You
Yeah.
wrap like a little cocoon around your hand, and then you start like you, then you use that. But I don't know, like
It is the cocoon.
yeah, I
It's
just
so much that you have to do the cocoon because if you didn't do the cocoon, the toilet paper would touch the floor.
ooh, and then you don't want to use it then.
You don't want to use that.
Ugh.
The floor is
I-
contaminated with everything. Don't even go near the floor. I'm upset that my feet have to touch the floor. Like my shoes have to touch the floor when I
Oh,
go
I thought
into
you were
bath.
saying that you take your shoes off.
No.
It's like you're on.
It's
It's like
actually-
you're on a plane or something.
It's actually more
I don't want-
respectful if you take your shoes off.
Jokes. Oh my gosh. No, disgusting. I hated this whole conversation.
I'm
Can I
sorry.
ask
I'm
a
sorry.
question about Australia again?
Wait. So,
Yeah,
in
go ahead.
Australian households,
Okay.
do you commonly take your shoes off when you enter the front door,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
not?
It's about 50-50, I would say, genuinely.
Yeah, I
Same thing
reckon it's 50-50. In my house, yeah, you take them off at the front door. But I also have shoes in my room. So like if I was coming home and I had my shoes that I keep in my room on, I would just walk upstairs in my shoes and then I would take them off.
Yeah,
But,
same.
and I think it depends on the person. I think what I've noticed personally with like my family at the very least and like my extended family is that men will keep their shoes on in the house and women will like
Argo, that's
just
gross.
walk
I'm
around
sorry. It
without
just
shoes
is.
on.
Like imagine
And I
just
think it's
keeping it.
because
That's
men are
horrible too.
embarrassed of their big stinky feet. And
Whoa.
I don't know, I think that's just a thing that I've noticed with at least my extended family. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, you just don't wear shoes in the house for me. But some people
Yeah.
you
What is it called?
really.
We don't really have like a shelf of shoes by the door. Most families don't. It's like you keep your shoes in your wardrobe with the rest of your clothes. Like you wear them to your room, take them off, and then you're done. Like if I'm
We
getting
do
like,
that.
if I'm
We
getting
used to do those shoes next to the door thing for years. Only up until like last year, I started putting shoes in my wardrobe. We used to have a big box at like not next to my front door. It'd be like in my garage where you would just put all your shoes when you come inside. It's strange. It's a strange, yeah. But
Yeah, I was so shocked when I found out that like a lot of Americans wear shoes indoors, and it's just like not really a thing in Canada that anyone.
Heathens.
My,
Yeah, I know-
my
I know-
roommate wears shoes. I'm barefoot as often as possible.
Yeah, I go
do it
barefoot a
outside
lot.
if I could.
Me
I'm
too.
right now.
And
I
as
know
far
a
as
lot of
I
people,
took it
a lot of
personal
my
when you said
friends who just don't take off their shoes. Period. Like they get into the house, they're walking around in the house on like a Saturday. They're just in their shoes.
Oh,
Can't do that. That sounds just
Ugh.
so
yeah, again.
terrible.
Like
Yeah.
imagine waking up and then putting on shoes to walk in your own
Oh.
home.
Well, I don't
So
think they do
who
that, but
has
it's
that?
but it's more usually they're in their socks. They're rarely barefoot, but it's like
Yeah.
if they're leaving the
Socks.
house, they put on their shoes and then they just don't take them off. It's weird.
Whenever I'm in my room, I tend to not. I prefer to just be with no socks. But if I'm anywhere in the house, I like having socks on. I don't know. That's just me though. But
Socks are
There
dope.
any slipper gangs? Slipper gangs?
Slipper
Like,
gang.
I wear slippers. I wear slipper. Like they're not. They're like house. Oh,
House
actually,
shoes?
I do have house shoes. They're like
Right, right.
slides. I wear slides. Yeah.
Yeah,
other than
see,
that,
we don't get cold weather, so slippers are less like common. Like in our state, we don't get really cold weather. So like if I'm in my house, usually my feet aren't going to be cold if I'm just like walking around, so I don't need like slippers.
That's what
My
I was
mum
thinking.
wears
I think you
slippers
all
though,
just kind
and
of
I think
forget
it's
that you
just
have shoes
because
on. It's weird.
she grew up in Adelaide and it gets cold down there, and my grandma wore slippers, and she just adopted that from her.
flip flops for the summer when it gets hot.
Yeah, thumbs.
I have another Australian question. What is I'm looking at a resort. It's called Gilligan's.
Did
Is
you
that
want
place
to live
cool?
in Australia?
I've never.
I just want to go. I want to go.
Do you assume that Australia?
Gilligan's Island?
Hold on. Gilligan's is in Cairns.
Oh, I love Gilligan.
What's that?
Australia is a very, very big country.
Yeah, okay. Cairns is North Queensland. That's where the Great Barrier Reef is. So you go to Cairns and you go to Port Douglas if you want to holiday up there. It's a holiday spot. And you go up there and you can snorkel out on the Great Barrier Reef. You can swim with turtles. I swam with a turtle out there once in the Great Barrier Reef. It was really fun.
Brisbane to Cairns is a 20-hour drive.
Stupid question. Is Australia fairly diverse? Is there a lot of
Yes.
white people there, I assume? No?
Yeah, it depends on like the area, I suppose. I know I live in an incredibly white area. I have had 2 like real life interactions with black people, like indigenous people.
Wow.
Like and one of them was a homeless man who threatened to punch me in the face. And one of them was a doctor who and she was like replacing my doctor for the day. And that's the only 2 interactions that I've ever had like in person.
Tricks, what about where you live?
We have a high Asian population, and we do have a high Indian population. We get a lot of immigration from those countries.
I live in the exact same city as Kat, but I've had very different experiences because I don't know.
I live in a white suburb.
Yeah. So I
me $15,000 a semester. I live in a white suburb.
Yeah, my school was fairly. I'd say especially my high school was incredibly diverse. Like we had a very high Asian population as well as just in general like a lot of the people I went to school with were Islanders. So we had a lot of we have our like Maori and Samoan Tonga populations were fairly large. But I think that a majority of the diversity in Australia is either Islander, Asian, or Indian. We don't really have that high of like. Our Indigenous population is incredibly low, like, and that's just because they generally get put in their own communities by the government, and it's absolutely terrible.
Also, we tried to genocide them once.
Yeah. Also, there was like Tasmania literally had like 30 years of like genocide. It was So
what we tried to do with our Indigenous population was we paired them up with white people, and we tried to breed the ducks out of our Indigenous population.
So there's a movie famous on it called Rabbit Proof Fence where children it's called The Stolen Generation, and so children were actually taken from Indigenous communities and put into like Christian like little like not orphanages, but they were like buildings that were like run by like a handful of people, and they would raise them to be the best like Christian people they could be, and then when they reached of age they would get partnered up with like a white guy or girl like. And in I think it's been 8 years since, or 9 years, our Prime Minister one day out of nowhere just got up and went, "Sorry for that."
Oh my god! Sorry Day. I think that was
now it's called Sorry Day. yeah, I think it was 8 years ago. I saw that on the news recently. So he got up and just said, "I'm sorry," and even though it was literally the bare fucking minimum, that was like a huge thing for us. We were like, "Oh my god, the government acknowledged that it happened. This is incredible." But then since then, they haven't really done much. But in terms of like migrants and immigrants, we have an insane migrant population. Like it's incredible.
We have a pretty high, like, diverse population of migrants. But that whole Sorry Day thing is a big, like, reason why I hate when people play into, like, culture things as, like, political things. It's something, it's like my spiciest take, is that when governments are like, oh yes, we say sorry to the indigenous population for ouching their entire, like, fucking, like, we killed all of their languages and all of their spirituality and their religions and shit like that. And it was like, oh my gosh, yay! The conservative government is like pro-indigenous people. And it was like, well, no, they haven't done anything. They didn't pass any laws that, like, helped indigenous people out of poverty. They didn't help them out of, like, schools. They're still, like, in their own communities from when they weren't allowed to leave that area. They still haven't been able to move out of that area. It's kind of like how redlining was in America. Like, we have those areas here. And they didn't do anything to, like, help people out of those areas. They didn't do anything to help people out of poverty or help fund indigenous schools or anything like that. And it was just like, oh yes, these people did a very, very good job at helping indigenous people today by saying sorry. And it pisses me off. Gets under my nerves. They didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's basically the same that our government did with our Native American population too. They treated them really bad. I mean, if I remember correctly, I think there was like literal genocide programs, and I'm not talking about the normal genocide, like the first time they came here, like the second wave of Native American genocide, where they were doing like mass sterilizations, and then they did the same thing where they like took the kids and tried to put them in like normal schools.
It was re-education. They would take the children and the babies from the homes and then put them into boarding schools, teach them English and everything, strip them away from their culture, and then they would grow up not knowing anything about their ancestry. And that's like for homogenization sort of program. Yeah, it's pretty dark.
Yeah, that's what we did as well. We call them the stolen generation. I think that was a big part of the stolen generation, was that we just kind of took kids out of indigenous families and made them white.
We might also call that the stolen generation here as well. It's like there's a lot of overlap with how Western nations treat indigenous people.
Populations, yeah.
It's so dark. It's very dark.
It's actually really interesting seeing how that behavior derives. You guys, I have to head out. I have to eat some dinner. Thank you, CityCat, for letting me come on. Very, very fun. I got to learn a little bit more about Australia. Majority good things. Okay, have to take that into my decision. So okay, see you guys.
It's 10 o'clock.
I know. I have to eat dinner and I have schoolwork. No,
That was not vibes, Chow. That was absolutely not vibes. Go and have dinner. Have a good night, Paula.
I was streaming before, that's why. Okay, see you guys. Bye.
Bye, Paula.
Nighty night. And then there was 6.
We need to crowdfund some cat ears for Paula.
Yeah, we do.
We can't let him go on like this.
Oh gosh.
I was just like that not too long ago, but you know, they bullied me to do the femboy stream and the cat ear stream, so
Peer pressure.
Yes, that was because that's when we met, wasn't it, Shark? During the Trans Lifeline charity stream.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Yep. That was the first time we've ever spoken. You were cool.
Yeah, no, that was really, really fun. That's still like one of my favorite Twitch experiences so far. That was really, really great. And like having Sonsol get in that maid outfit and put on some cat ears, that was so much fun. And getting a massive raid from Hassan.
Yeah.
And having all of those people destroy our donation goal. It was just so much fun. I love that. So it was so good. I definitely want to do another charity stream at some point. Yeah, definitely.
Playing Jackbox was like the funniest thing I've ever done on Twitch. That was
Sonsol is asleep. Let's type the word bussy into Jackbox 10 times.
I don't know why. It's
Uh.
always with those Jackbox games where someone says something funny and then everyone does it for the next hour, and then it just keeps getting more funny for no reason.
What's our new
Literally
word of
no
the
reason.
Pussy.
It's just like cum, whale cum, and bussy, and I wrote like the word Shrek except with an O, and it was Shrock.
Shrug.
Immediately
I made a poorly drawn Shrock, and it was just
thought
really
of
funny.
second graders for the rest of the night.
Yeah, Dwayne the Shrock Johnson. It was really
Dwayne
fun.
the
It was
Shrock.
really, really fun.
Yeah, one thing that I really wanted to do was I wanted to get some people together. I wanted to play Jackbox. Personally, I've never played Jackbox before, but I thought it'd be a really fun thing to just have people over and do like a maybe like once a week sort of Jackbox meme. I think people would really like it.
I would definitely come. I'm always down for Jackbox shit. It's so much fun. There's so many games that are just like, especially if you have like a group of streamer friends that you're friends with, that you can have like other jokes with. And there are some games that are like, pick the person that you think would be more like this, and it only really works if you know everyone and you're kind of friends with everyone. And I've never been able to do them because a lot of the people that I play with will just be like chatters, or like a few streamers and a few chatters, and some people that I don't really know, and things like that don't work out. So it would be good to have like a good like friendship community of people that can play Jackbox. That would be very fun.
Yeah, this is definitely stuff that we all need. Personally, see, I don't think so. Yeah, because I really don't think the like the panel culture really breeds the sort of community that you would get to like throw something like Jackbox together. I mean, I've met some really nice people through panels. One in particular is that I remember is Merrick. I got to be good friends with Merrick through the Bird Brains panel, and that was super great. But yeah, you don't really get that sort of stuff. It's really antagonistic most of the time.
That's the point of this space, is to have a less antagonistic space where you can make friends with the people that you see on those panels and things like that. But I've definitely made a lot of friends from those panel spaces. Like I met Catherine on a panel. I was gonna say I met Trix on a panel, but I didn't. We worked together. We know each other in real
We've
life.
been working together for 3 years, Kat.
Yeah, no, and like Johnny Scarlett and Jane came out of the poll community as well. It's really good. And Maya, I met Maya through those panels, and she's incredible. She's probably asleep. She said she was gonna make it to this panel, and we were like, "Oh, it's gonna be at 5 a.m. your time. Is that okay?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'll be there." And she's not here, and I think she's asleep.
No. Yeah, because
I
know I
don't
wanted
know
to
why
meet
she said she could come.
I know I wanted to meet John and Scarlett. I haven't spoken to them before. They like found out about me. I was like, what? You know, where it's really weird. I don't know if you guys experienced it when you get, you know, big enough to the point where someone who's bigger than you or been streaming longer than you notices that you exist, and they're like, hey, I like your content. You're like, what? I've just been fucking around over here, and you enjoy the stuff that you do, that I do. Wow, you know.
Yeah,
So,
it's
I always wanted to be
really
able to touch
strange.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still in that phase where I'm completely flabbergasted when anyone knows who I am. Personally,
I knew who you
it's
were
weird.
before I joined the Twitch poll community because I had heard your name mentioned in Bosch's community before, Catherine. And I know it was the same with Demon Mama as well. I knew about both of you because people in like Bosch's chat had mentioned you or something.
I knew
Bosch is
Kat.
Yeah.
back on Twitch, right?
Yeah,
Sorry
he's
to derail
he's
you.
returned.
He got unbanned. Yeah.
It's crazy. And
Why was he
he
banned?
doesn't know what?
He said some things about Israel a while
Oh.
Yeah,
ago.
he
Yeah,
said
sorry,
some things about
That'll do
booming Israel
No.
or whatever.
Andre, you're asking about why he's been unbanned?
Yeah, why he got unbanned. I knew why he was banned.
Oh no, Trix asked why he was banned.
Oh, okay.
No one knows why he was unbanned. He just like
He doesn't even
woke
know.
up one day with like, yeah, he doesn't know.
Some staff member at Twitch was like, "No one's looking. Quick."
Quick. I'm pretty
I
sure.
Before I joined Prime's things, because I was watching Kat for a little bit, just being like, "Oh, my bestie's doing a thing," and then
'Cause I was streaming like non-politically for a while.
yeah, and then Catherine would come in chat, and I would just be like, "Ooh, woo, what's this?" And then now we're like friends, and I get to see her cats every single time she streams. Oh my
I
god.
love those cats so
This
much.
is
I wish my cat was that friendly.
I wish Mabel was that friendly, but she was sleeping next to me, and then she's now sleeping alone in the kitchen because
Your dog is your dog is scary, man. Puppies, like I feel like when Ivy was a kitten,
she's
right?
a little puppy.
She would bite, but it wouldn't hurt. It would just be like, oh yeah, little kitty trying to bite me, but she doesn't even have teeth yet. And then the second she got teeth, she kind of stopped biting. This fucking dog will get like this part of your arm in its teeth. Like, what are you doing? I hate it. It's so scary. Why is this dog biting me? I feel scared. I feel like I have to jump up on furniture and hide from the dog.
It's because you're a cat.
This sounds more like an owner issue than the animal's innate nature. Like,
oh, no.
like
I don't want it being known that my dog isn't trained. She's very well trained. It's just that hold on. This is slander. I'll be playing with her, like, really intently, and then if I like move the toy, she'll just be like, arm is closer. But she lets go immediately.
No, she doesn't.
Oh my gosh. It sounds like Cat's been dragged around this house by the dog or something.
Cat comes over, gets mauled by my dog, and then posts about it on Twitter.
I've never posted about your dog on Twitter. But like, no. Puppies are so much to handle. I love dogs. I could never ever handle a dog. Catherine, we're getting beeping from you. Okay, thank you. I could never ever handle a dog. I think there's so much work. I'm much more of a cat owner than I am.
I want to show off my puppy. I'm gonna go grab her.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab mine. We can have a war.
Oh my gosh. Do you guys have pets? Shark? Senpai?
I have a turtle.
Yeah, I have this
one.
Oh yeah,
you put a dog in the background. I see.
And I have two other dogs. This one's Boo, and then we have Shady and Ruby. I've been thinking about getting. I've always wanted frogs. I really wanted frogs. I know one day if I get a.
Always wanted reptiles of some kind.
Yeah, a snake too.
That I wanted.
Oh, look at the little one.
Vicious creature.
Cop dog.
Oh, I love that dog. What the heck? You're scared of that?
It hurts. I'm not scared of it, but when it's fucking chasing me with its chompy chompus, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
My friend in high school had a bird. It was a I think it was no, I can't remember. But it was green and it was a parrot and it would sit on your shoulder. And one day it like bit my ear so hard that it nearly pierced it. It made my ear bleed. I don't know why people don't train their animals not to bite. I've had so many birds in my lifetime. I love having birds. And it is so easy to train birds not to bite. And every time I would go over, I'd be like, hey, you know that you can train birds not to bite, right? You know you can do that. And she'd be like, yeah, but he doesn't bite me. So, and I'd be like, okay, well, I can't be in your house while your bird is flying around, like trying to pierce my fucking ears. I can't do this.
I could never deal with birds because every time I'd go to a friend's house, they would like try and take out my piercings, and I would be like, it's gonna rip my fucking ear.
You just need to train. People don't train their birds. People look at like birds as beginner pets, like fish, and it annoys me. It annoys me so much that there are beginner pets to people. Every pet requires like a lot of care. People get goldfish that need like heaters in their tanks, and they put them in little bowls, and then wonder why they die. People get fighting fish really annoy me. There's the Siamese fighting fish that people are like, oh yeah, you can keep them in like a can this size and they'll be happy. No, they won't. They need a proper size tank and they need a filter and they need water.
Beta fish annoy me so much. Every time I see a beta fish in like a round tank with fucking pebbles in it, I'm like, it needs more greenery.
Ooh, doggo time.
Dog time.
Oh my god, what a pretty boy.
Baby.
Maybe you don't stay here and love me.
Oh my god, pretty girl. She's so pretty.
She was napping, so she's a little sleepy.
Aww. Oh, I love her.
God. Do people see birds as starter pets? I thought people mostly saw birds as they require more care, but you don't train them. I never thought about just training a bird, honestly. I thought it was just like an animal. Okay, for me, I just thought it was like an animal, and then you just kind of you roll with the punches because it's a wild animal that you
exactly, like that's what people think. They think it's like people get hamsters for their kids. Like you can just keep it in a little cage in their room. Like you can't keep birds in little cages. Birds need bigger cages, and they need lots of outside time. I never clipped any of my birds' wings, so they always like flew around the house. And like I recall trained them to like come to my finger and land on my finger when I wanted them to. And this was budgies. Budgies are like the dumbest birds in existence. And they're so smart. Like birds are so smart. They can learn so much. I taught my budgie how to play soccer. We had a little
Soccer.
ping pong ball that I painted like a soccer ball, and he would nudge it into the goals. It was so cute. And he would always eat the Vegemite off of my toast whenever I had Vegemite toast. It was very fun. I loved him.
At the door, and Mabel just lost her shit.
Oh my gosh.
Postman time.
I don't know if I ever got like rats or something. I definitely wanted. So one thing that I said is that if I ever get rats, I get like a whole bunch of them, like 12 or something, right? And then I'd have like a little like training ring, and I'd train them all to go pick up coins, right? Because they have real hands. So I train them to go pick up coins, and then I just let them out like around the house first, and I want them to take all the coins around the house and put them and then give it to me, and then I want them to unleash them on the neighborhood, and then when people drop their shiny objects, they just bring them back to me. I just thought that'd be fun, but you know.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. There's a tweet of the little girl who's like been like feeding the crows on her street, and they give her stuff in exchange. I love that.
It's like the villagers from Minecraft in real life.
I've seen like magpies have been a bit like that. I've seen recently people have been like coming out with videos of like their like local magpie friend that they have that just chills out the front of their house. And I think magpies get a bad rap for swooping people, but I've never been swooped by a magpie. I'm too cool for that. They see me and they're like, this girl and her vibes, we cannot swoop that.
She passes the vibe check.
Yeah. And it's but people so magpies are like one of our native birds, and they're black and white, and they swoop for like half the year. They'll have their nests, and if you go anywhere near their tree, apparently they just like swoop you. They come down with their beaks and their claws, and they swoop at your head. And you'll see people with bikes and bike helmets, and they'll like put zip ties on their bike helmets so that they stick out, so that they have like a protection shield of zip ties coming off their bike helmets. It's really intense.
I didn't know, man. Australia is crazy.
No one felt holla.
Okay, so listen, all right. So I learned about this one YouTuber, and they're called I Did a Thing. I'm not sure if you've heard about them before, but they're Australian, if I remember correctly. And then they said that their home is being terrorized by feral cats, or like people's cats that are just outside. And he said a year before, everything was chill, it was fun. He used to go out into his backyard, and there were magpies and there were kookaburras, and life was amazing, right? There were lizards and frogs, and it was great, right? And then all of a sudden, the like outdoor cats started to come around, scared everything away, and like all the wildlife is gone now. Have you heard of people being like these wild cats are a real problem?
Yeah, so I'm really, really anti outdoor cat. I keep my cat inside, and at the most I think she's in my backyard right now. She doesn't leave my backyard. I think she's just too lazy. Maybe she's too fat. But if she did attempt to leave my backyard, if she like was a cat that would jump over the fence, I wouldn't let her out of the house. She would be in like a solidly inside cat. And I think it's like, it's just so bad for the environment. Like the cats will eat the birds, and then like if you fuck up like one part of the ecosystem, everything else like falls apart and leaves. My cat, I think the biggest thing that she's killed has been like a gecko, and there's like a gajillion of them, and it hasn't really bothered me.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
do you guys have geckos?
Yes, they have geckos.
I'm just checking.
Are you talking about like the pets, or just outside you're just vibing and that you see a gecko?
The little lizards.
Yeah, the nighttime geckos.
Well, it's not a common. Actually, I think it's
Not
in
where I
certain
live.
areas.
Not where I
it's in
live.
certain areas.
We have them everywhere. The second the sun goes down, there's all over the roofs of outside areas.
Windows.
Yeah, they make the sound that's like, it's like a clicking sound. I can't do it because
Can you
I'm
do
not
it
a
for
gecko.
us?
I was about to try and do it, but I actually can't. I don't have the piping for it.
and they just eat like mosquitoes and moths. And I have one that lives on my window in the corner of the daytime. He sleeps, and then at nighttime he like waits, and then the minute a moth comes, he's like, dinner time for me, baby.
He's hungry.
Yeah, I love the way you pronounce kookaburra, by the way. That was immaculate. I loved that.
Who said
Hey,
that?
let's go.
Shark said cuckoo burrs, and I was like, little bird.
Kookaburras.
Not a kookaburra.
Kookaburra.
I used to, in about, I think it was 3 or 4 houses ago. That's how I plan out my life, is how many, like, what I move every few years, so it's like 4 houses ago this happened. But we had on our front deck, we had on our railing, we would put little slices of banana out there or slices of apple, and the kookaburras would come like every day before sunset and eat them, and we would take photos with them and pet them and stuff, and it was really nice.
They love little slices of cheese. I found that was really good for them.
Magpies love cheese. Give them
So
magpies
do
cheese.
butcherbirds.
I don't know if they can eat cheese though. So like,
See, when you were being
I'm
attacked
gonna respect
earlier
that.
about getting McDonald's burgers with cheese on them, just say you don't tell them to take the cheese off so you can give it to the birds. That's an easy out.
Okay, Kat gets mad at me for this. Real quick. Okay, here's a discussion. I cannot eat pickles. I hate everything about them. Literally,
Whoa.
I cannot touch them. However, I will never ask them to give me my meal without pickles
Oh my
because I don't want
gosh.
to ask them. I don't want to disrupt their process. I don't want to throw them off their rhythm. So I will get
See,
every
and my
meal.
logic here is that this is creating unnecessary food waste, and
It is.
also, and like just and we never even go up to them and say, "Can I have it without pickles?" It's in like most of the time when we've had Maccas together, it's been in an app where you can just like remove pickles from the thing. So there's no
So,
like social anxiety around not being able
obviously
to order pickles from
and
someone.
technically less work to not put pickles on.
Yeah, that's true.
It's,
But
it's
That's what I've
less
been
work.
telling her.
Well, but then,
Here's what I'm
I mean, unless pickles are the default,
right?
and then they would
pickles are
actually
the
have to go
default.
out of their way to take out the pickles. But it's
Right.
not food waste.
No,
unless
but like
Twix.
they still have
It's
to make
McDonald's.
food.
They make them when you order, right? Like
Okay.
the food's
Imagine
pre-cooked
if you-
and in a drawer, but they assemble
They
it
assemble
for
them,
you
yeah.
No, no, no,
specifically.
no, no, no.
So
no,
you're
no.
still
Okay,
making less work.
and then you're getting into the rhythm of making this burger, and
Right.
you're like, yes, next one. No pickles. Fuck. Now I gotta think about that, and I'm thrown off my rhythm. That's what I imagine every time I
Yeah.
ask for a set.
That's true. That's true. 100%. Now I'm selling Pokemon cards and somebody will be like, oh, I don't want that. I do want this. I want that. I'm doing like hundreds of orders every night and I've got a system. When you deviate from that, it doesn't matter if it's like less work, it like breaks from the routine. And I'm the same way. I fucking hate tomatoes. I never want tomatoes in my burger, but I usually just take the tomato off.
Meanwhile, it's funny because I'll be like, I don't want to ask for no pickles, and Kat will order her cheeseburger, no pickles, no ketchup, no mustard, and I'm like,
yeah,
you're
I like
just,
sauce on my burgers.
just making them.
Question though. Question for those who don't want to get something, but you still get them anyways out of some obligation. Do you still
Mhm.
eat them?
No,
No, they
I,
don't.
I literally will
Throw
undo
them
my
out.
burger layer by layer and remove them, but then I still have the
Okay,
aftertaste.
not
Yeah, that's
pickles-
ridiculous.
that's food waste. That's
pig-
food waste right
Exactly.
there.
True.
Andre, John, do you take out your tomato?
Yeah, I mean it just depends. If I'm by myself, I'll usually just eat it and not like it. But
I
if
don't understand.
Pressure to
Why
eat it.
why
doesn't
buy
make-
and eat food you don't want? I don't get it.
the burger's better without it, and I still just eat it. But I'm
Okay,
also
hold on.
fat.
I can
I'm also
guarantee
fat. I just eat.
being around other people. I can imagine you eat the tomato because you don't want to
Yes.
make a big deal about
Yes,
taking it
I'm
off.
not gonna
But
like.
by yourself,
Yeah, this is weird.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. But also it's so if I'm in a drive-through and someone else has a complicated order, I'm like, I might as well make mine complicated. I'm already fucking up their day. I might as well.
Yeah. When I'm with Kat, sometimes I'll be like, they have to deal with her order. I don't mind asking for like a milkshake with no milk. Like,
I don't think
I
it's a
just get the
huge
sugar in the
inconvenience,
cup.
but I don't know. I just don't. I don't know.
I love
speaking
the
of which,
calculus here.
now I'm
There's
getting
so
hungry.
much to consider.
Yeah, I don't know. Where I work, almost everyone has their own like specific burger that they get. Like for me, if I'm ordering a quarter pounder, sometimes it'll be like a quarter pounder, no ketchup, like add like lettuce, tomato, and pickle, My bad. Like add lettuce and tomato and
Do you
maybe
do the
slice
same
another
thing at coffee
Wait.
places? Like you're just like, I'd like a coffee, please, and you don't customize your
No.
order at
Yeah,
all?
it's just
No,
because it'll
weird.
be
I
more
don't
work.
understand it.
Now that you mention it,
You ask-
at coffee places, I feel like everyone's order is fancy, right? So mine should be as well. I don't know. But you're right. By this logic, I should just get a black coffee every time I'm at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Oh my
Drink it
God.
I don't really
grudgingly,
like black coffee, but I'll just drink it anyway. I don't want to make their
Yeah,
life more.
yeah, I should. I really should. But
I buy from them anyways, but I don't want to make their life more. If that's the thing, you don't want to make their life more difficult, then like all I'm saying is just go make your own food. Honestly.
No, I don't know if I don't follow that.
Okay, so for takeout, I could understand your thing, tier tricks and Andre, but like at a real restaurant, you wouldn't just take.
Yeah, do you do this
thing
at a
how it
sit-down
is, would
restaurant
you?
too?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Like the idea of being at a sit-down restaurant and ordering something like a hamburger or whatever that comes with a tomato and not saying, I don't want a tomato. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that
Like,
sounds weird to me.
But now I'm thinking about it and I'm like, wait, am I inconveniencing a chef in the back? Should I just eat the tomato? I don't know.
like
I don't know.
the people aren't cramming their time. Well, actually, they are. They probably are actually. Now that I think
Those
about
food
it,
lines
they're
are probably
just
nutty, right?
they're just getting paid slightly better. That's the only difference.
Trux, this isn't a good thing. Kyle is going to be stepping into. Kyle is going to be our boss now.
For context. So we work at this cinema, right? And it is the position of our head boss is cursed. I think we have gone through 1, 2, 3. This is our 4th boss. We just got a notification from our Facebook chat that our boss has quit. This is the 4th one that we have scared out of the position of leading us.
What have you guys done? What have you done
No,
to these
but
people?
our cinema is failing. It is so stressful to have that job because this cinema wasn't making money before COVID. And now that there's like no movies coming out of Hollywood, we are making fuck all.
Nothing. Our work hours have gone down. Like we're only open for like 6 hours a day. There's nothing to play. And this is actually good because this boss in particular had a huge hatred for me in his heart, and I'm so happy that he's gone.
Why
and
did
I
he
can
hate you?
start
What
fresh.
happened?
Okay.
Yeah, what went on there?
Tell the staff party story.
No.
I'm telling the staff. Okay. There was a staff party for Christmas, of course. I wasn't invited to the one the year before because I had to work because our bus just was dumb. Anyway, so this year I woke up one morning. I was so sick. I had a migraine. I just was not feeling it. So I called in sick. And then by like 7 p.m., I was feeling all right. I was like, hey, it's over now. I'm good. And then 3 of the managers like called me and they were like, you should come to the staff party. Oh my God, if you're feeling better, we're having so much fun. You should come if you're feeling better. And I was like, oh,
you won't get in trouble.
You won't get in trouble. Yeah. It's fine. And I was like, oh, have you confirmed this with our boss? And they were all like, yes, he says it's absolutely A-okay. So I show up at the staff party, right? I have a fun time. The next day I get called into his office and he's like, the fact that you showed up was so disrespectful. And I was like, I have like logs of managers begging me to show up and they said it was fine. And he was like, yeah, I said it was fine, but I didn't expect you to actually do it. And I was like, oh,
literally. And he was like, the only reason you're not getting fired right now is because you have the logs of the managers. Yeah. Like, that was literally it. And he was so mean. I liked our last guy so much better because he really liked cleaning. So, like, it was really easy to impress him. Like, it'd be like, I dusted those things that never get dusted. And he would be like, oh my God. That was so good of you.
Twice. And one of them was, I was like doing nothing standing at Candy Bar and I said, oh, I love the song that's playing right now. And he was like, you've heard of them? And I was like, yeah, I've heard of Fall Out Boy's first ever album. Are you kidding me? And it's just like, thank you so much. And then the other situation where I spoke to him, I was like, we should get mini umbrellas for the cocktails at bar. And he was like, absolutely not. And I was like, sounds fair. Have a good day.
So now we have our manager who hates both of us stepping into our boss's role until internal can file a new official boss for us.
I thought you said file for bankruptcy. Oh my bad.
I mean,
well,
maybe.
No, you don't
maybe
need
they
to.
will.
You
Who
don't need to
knows?
file for
There's
bankruptcy.
genuine talk of like if we sold the because
Wait,
event
Sharon was
cinemas.
gonna say something.
Oh,
I
sorry.
was gonna say something. You don't even have to think about bankruptcy. You don't even think about losing your job because this idea is gonna save the cinema.
Oh
It's
my
gonna
god.
save everything.
Oh my god.
Run anime movies.
Whoa.
No,
I shit you
Did
not.
you
We
really
have.
know?
We played the
of
Dragon Ball
course,
movies
of
last year.
course, Chow's going to talk about anime. It's
That's
a foregone
okay.
Because
conclusion.
you don't
Anime is
need
based.
you don't
Um,
need humans to be in a particular area to shoot a movie because everything is
Voiced up.
drawn.
Galaxy Brain.
They should just start
We've
playing.
been playing old movies. We started playing Indiana Jones the other week.
I loved it. I went to them. I loved them.
We played all the Indiana Jones movies.
they
I think
popular?
we yeah, I guess. I mean, people have seen them. It's weird. People aren't used to coming to the cinema anymore. It's a strange phenomenon that we're in.
So
right
now people have like realized over COVID when we kind of shut down for like 3 months, there was this thing of like, hold on, every single movie is going to demand right now because of America. So it's like I could go see Wonder Woman in cinemas, or I could just turn on Amazon Prime and watch it right now. So that's why no one's, because everything is in America going straight to video. As a result, our industry is fucked, and it's like everything is literally on demand. I could watch at home at this moment in aircon, or I could go to a cinema and make a day of it and pay a ton of money. And it's like
I miss the movie theater quite a bit. I have a projector in my house now though, so I could.
same. I love movie. Well, same in terms of I miss going to
now.
movies, not the projector part. I genuinely seeing movies is my favorite thing. I had a folder full of movie tickets. I kept every single movie ticket from every movie I went and saw from like 2012 until Kat made me clean my room, and I was like, this is a bit ridiculous because I had 5,000 tickets, and I was
Didn't
like,
you have this-
I'm
didn't you
never
have
gonna.
this on my stream, and you were talking about.
Wait.
Didn't you study film or no? Did I make that up?
Yeah, I studied film.
Yeah, I remember this.
I
You
did.
watched 5,000 movies since
That's a lot of
2012.
movies.
In cinema because I was legitimately like, I went to South Bank, which was the cheapest cinema in the city. I went there every second day after school with friends because we were bored. And
How did you have money?
That's a lot
it
of
was
money.
$4. It's $4.
It's not $4. It's not. It hasn't been that for years.
South Bank, yeah, Cineplex. The one trick
What's
is I don't. So
4
we have
times
different.
5,000.
We have different like. Also, we get free movies at our cinema. So
Trix is clearly being hyperbolic. There's
Yeah.
no
She
way it's
is.
actually 5,000.
there's no way it's 5,000, but it was up there. It was like a couple hundred. Like it was.
Couple hundred.
5,000.
$20,000.
Babe,
Let me be
Give me-
hyperbolic. It's fun.
no.
Here's-
She spent
Okay.
$300,000 at the cinema, but
1 million.
No, but
So-
genuinely, the fact that I got
Just-
$1
movies in
million.
I used to
Just
see.
know, everybody, if you're hyperbolic around me, I am going to be Googling to figure out what the hell you mean, because I'm taking you literally. That's just a thing that's going to happen.
Okay,
Same.
well, you and Trix are never going to be able to have a normal conversation because all she does is be hyperbolic.
That's
Oh, we
fair.
actually
Trix and I
saw-
just can't have normal conversations generally.
Trix
so.
and I actually saw a movie the other day that was actually really good. Political topic, everyone.
oh, here we go.
We saw a movie called Assassins, and it was about the assassination of Kim Jong Nam and the 2 women who did it. Do you guys know about that?
No.
That happened.
No one knows about it. No one knows
No, I
about
know
the assassination
nothing
of Kim
about
Jong Nam.
I watched the interview.
So
Is the movie good?
yeah, so it's
It was
basically
incredible. I highly, highly recommend this movie.
in 2017, these 2 girls went up to Kim Jong Nam when he was at the airport in Malaysia,
Oh, yeah, I
And
remember
they-
this story.
assassinated him in broad daylight in front of crowds, in front of cameras, not even attempting to hide themselves. And then
Yeah.
they walked, and it's about what led them to do it and everyone involved. It's incredible.
So
Oh,
what? So what
this is
happened?
a cousin
I'll
to Kim
spoil the
Jong-un.
ending because it's been like
Huh?
it's 4 years old.
It was his brother. Thank you, Feminist
His
Critique, for the
brother.
raid. Welcome in, raiders. Yeah, I think it was Kim Jong Un's brother.
half brother, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the
And I would
thank you
say-
for the follows.
The big like reason why they did it, but honestly, it's so much more satisfying if you watch the movie. Even though it's like the news is old and you could Google it right now, the way that they laid it out was great.
Yeah. And the way that they killed him was they went up behind him and they had a deadly chemical on their hands and they rubbed it in his eyes and on his face. And then
Like peekaboo, and then they smeared it.
yeah, and then it went into his system and it killed him. It was pretty nuts. And I didn't know about this story at all before seeing the movie. It was really really interesting. I would highly recommend looking into the Assassins movie. Welcome, readers.
Protect
Hi,
me.
everyone. Hi, Feminist Fatigue. I love you
And
guys.
it's not even that long, so you could probably smash it out in like an afternoon. Like, it's not one of those like series. I tried watching Netflix has a lot of documentary series. I can't do it. It's
Neither.
like
They're
8
so
hours
good
worth.
though.
I
They
know, but
peaked at Tiger King. I haven't watched anything since.
there was
What?
one, and it was about the there was this bank robbery in which they basically kidnapped this guy, strapped a bomb to him, and they were like, "You're gonna rob the bank for us, or we're gonna kill you." And it ended with this standoff, and they framed him and stuff. And I was like, "This is really cool." I watched the first episode, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I wonder how many there are." And it's like you have 19 hours worth of content left to watch, and I'm like, I can't do that.
You know, actually,
Meanwhile,
I
I'll be
learned
like
something.
an 8-hour pod, awooga.
Ooh. I remember something really interesting about the killing of that guy. The chemical that they used was actually derived from the enzyme that grows in the what was it? That grows in the trash can of people who don't throw away their toilet tissue. They just throw it in there. And they actually distilled that and they use it. You know, it's
It all comes full circle.
really a big problem out there, honestly.
Oh, that's harsh bringing this back
Yeah,
up when
they're
Polar's
all
not here,
American
so Chow's just all on his own.
I still
Changing
think
the
I still think
topic
that's
here,
a-
speaking of
mind-blowing.
Netflix political shows. There is one that I remember. It's called The Spy. It's about a somebody from the Israel Mossad going into Syria and becoming one of the top dogs in the Syrian government, and some stuff. It's not a documentary. It's a dramatization, but it was very entertaining.
I don't know. I
So it
feel
was like someone
I-
becoming like a really big official in the Syrian government.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
so like this person like infiltrated the Syrian government as a businessman, but was working for the Israeli CIA, which is the Mossad. And then like they got to the point of being almost the right-hand man of the dictator of Syria. Like it was that close.
Did that really happen?
That really happened.
Dude, that's
This
wild.
is a true story. Oh yeah, and the main actor is Sacha Baron Cohen.
Oh, see.
Love
And it's
him.
not a comedy.
Oh.
It's like it's dead serious. Like Sacha
yeah,
Baron
it's called
Cohen
The Spy.
isn't running around naked or something. Like this is
For anyone who's like missing out on travel because of COVID, there's a series on Netflix. It's been out for like 2 years now called it's like death tourism or something, or like dark tourism. And it's about the like going to deliberately dangerous places as part of a tourist experience, like going to the Chernobyl site or going near it or attempting to go near you can have a tour through Fukushima. It's stuff like that. And this one guy goes to, I don't even know what country it was, but he goes there and there's like a border where it's like you cannot go into this town because it's where all our secret government stuff is. And he straps a GoPro to himself, goes swimming at the beach, and literally swims out far enough to get around the like fence, and then he like runs in. And he does like shit like that in like a ton of different countries. It's really, really interesting. He almost dies like 8 times in it because he just is an idiot. But
Yeah,
it's
that
not
sounds like a
comedy.
really
It's
easy
more
way to
like
get shot.
it's more like he's deliberately it's like it's not him being silly. It's like he's deliberately doing reckless shit where it's like he, at some points he's like, if they were to shoot me right now, that is justifiable. I understand that. It's so interesting.
where was he during the Area 51 arc?
Oh
Yeah,
my
we
God.
needed
the
him.
Area 51 I think was the best conclusion to any like meme thing. Like the fact that people showed up and it was just funny and no one actually died. I was so worried that someone would like genuinely attempt, and the memes we got out of it, like there's like one of like FBI officials watching a PowerPoint and it's like Naruto running and they're like learning about it. I loved that.
I remember
This is their most
that.
powerful attack.
Gosh.
So you know what really is so weird? Like the bookends of 2020 was the beginning like memers trying, like pretending to infiltrate Area 51, and then right-wing extremists literally breaking into like the Capitol. Like,
Capitol, yeah.
wow, that's a really big that's really big growth.
As
That was a
if
blow up
that's
for
the end.
America. Yeah, it's not the end. I swear we are living in a fucking weird ass world where we can where this is stuff that's actually going on. Our politics is so dumb. But you know what?
It's kind
good
of funny
content.
to watch, though.
It's kind of funny to watch. Yeah, from the outside, I bet it's really funny to watch.
Yeah,
At least I
yeah.
don't live in DC.
Knowing that none of it like affects us personally, and we can just watch it from the sidelines. It's pretty cool. Like, the
Wait,
whole
did Trump
Ted
ever go to
Cruz thing,
Australia?
that was pretty interesting to watch.
Trump did meet
He came
ScoMo,
once,
but
didn't he? Yeah. I can't remember.
I'll look it up. I know he met ScoMo, and which is our prime minister, and he was like, they got on really, really well. Trump to host, our guy went over to America. He never came to Australia.
Yeah, that sounds like Trump.
Because apparently he tried to, like, they brought up the idea of it in Parliament, and we had like riots, like we had protests, and people were like, "Fuck no, get him out."
We don't want him here. Don't worry, we didn't want him here either.
Yeah.
So
we actually had a lot of like anti-Trump protests in Australia when he first came to office, and everyone, the government's reaction to that was kind of like, they weren't that big in terms of like, we have had bigger ones for like Black Lives Matter and stuff, but the government's reaction to this was like, he's not even ours. What are you protesting? Like, it was,
What are you
it
so
was
mad
such a
about?
weird. Yeah, it was like, he's not even our leader.
What can we
Yeah,
do?
we can't do anything about
We
this.
can't control this. Why are you shutting down our streets? It was like the weirdest reaction.
The
Immediately.
biggest like protest things that we've really had has been
Black Lives
climate
Matter
change.
and vote yes. Oh, and the climate change.
Shut up! Stop interrupting me. I wasn't gonna say either of them. Stop acting like you know me. Oh my god. Anyway, it's the climate change thing. And we've had Extinction Rebellion. I don't know how big Extinction Rebellion is over in America and in Canada, but oh my god, Extinction Rebellion here is like the climate change people, except they're like literally nothing else matters, and they will something that they did in our city was they blocked off one of our bridges by like concreting themselves, like their arms into like interlocks in the bridge, and they were like dangling themselves off of the bridges by like ropes and like having hammocks and shit. Like, they blocked off this bridge. This bridge connects the north side of the city to the south side hospital district. So there were doctors that couldn't like make surgeries. There were people that missed like cancer treatments. That like these Extinction Rebellion fucks, the only thing that they care about is climate change, and none of them like cared that what they were literally doing was like killing people. The hospitals were completely understaffed because a lot of the nurses that work there live on the north side, so they couldn't make it there. So then the people that lived in the south side that could go to the hospital couldn't get treatment. It was an absolute mess.
That's tough.
And everyone
How far
hates
do you
These,
go? How far
these
do you
absolute fucks,
go?
all they care about is not having
Yeah.
our planet be destroyed and
Right,
become
that's what
unlivable.
Well, so I'm on the fence, Catherine. I'm with you, and I'm like, yeah, like when it comes to like veganism and climate change, and like I've been parts of protests, and I would love to like do this, but how far does it go, right? How far do you buck? How much do you disrupt society?
Yeah, no, I've been part of climate change protests before. We have climate change protests, and then we have Extinction Rebellion, and they will like block roads and
New Warjack just dropped. New Warjack, boys. Trad boy, he's here.
Be okay with. I mean, like it's got us talking about it, so I think it's effective.
Yeah, why didn't you bring this up
it
when you
got
said
us
that
talking
Australia
about
has
it.
no
I
news?
I got
There was
something.
one-
So
Yeah.
okay, sorry. In Australia, what is the percentage of support for like dealing with climate change?
Oh, that's a good
How
question.
many Australians actually put climate change as a high priority?
Do you have the answer to this already, or no? You're Actually,
Oh, well, I
curious.
mean,
I'm actually asking this.
I don't know like a percentage off the top of my head, but I know that a lot of Australians like do not care about anything. We only care about where the closest bottle shop is and how long is the Macca's run gonna take. But like I think overall people think like we don't have as much conspiracy theories as you, and that's come from like our lack of fucking caring. So people know that climate change is real. It's our government, our current government. We've got the Liberal Party in, and the Liberal Party is our Conservative Party, and they don't have any climate change plan at all, literally none. And it's really strange because like I'll talk to my parents and I'll be like, hey, climate change is a really really big issue. I don't like, why would you vote for this party if you know like that they don't have any climate change policies at all? And they'll be like, oh, but they're also going to raise taxes for rich people and we're rich. And it's kind of like not on the top priority for a lot of people, I don't think, because I'm not sure.
Okay. Would you say that energy is related to climate change?
Yeah.
All right. I did some Googling. I lied. It's not Googling. I did some binging.
Whoa.
Is the number 2
Ooh.
issue. So
Yeah, you shouldn't use Google when you mean Bing, because Google will lose their
I correct-
trademark and they'll go the way of Velcro. It's just rude.
Yeah, I don't know.
I corrected myself. So to me, it sounds like when it comes to protesting, that getting the attention of the public, which already has high approval, is kind of not. So then the target ought to be the lawmakers, which is what you were really referring to. And the
Yeah. See,
lawmakers aren't on a bridge. They're in
No.
their homes and their buildings.
yeah, I think they've had 1 or 2 protests at like our like house in Canberra, the House of Representatives or whatever, and that's been like, oh, that's good. They're like on the government's fucking doorstep knocking that, like, that's good. But and all it's done, like, you talk to the general Australian public and you're like, hey, or at least like in Brisbane where this thing happened with this bridge and it was all over the news that people were like actually dying because the entire hospital district was shut off from like most of the city. It was like, well, the only thing that I've really heard about Extinction Rebellion is that they're inconveniencing my life. They're annoying me. I know climate change is real. Like, I know I care about climate change. I needed to get to work that day, and they ruined it. Thank you, Tom, for your PC. I'm excited to be on your stream tomorrow. That will be good. It's strange. It's really like people. All it does is give people a negative view of like climate change protests.
And then at that point, it becomes harmful, even if the intention was good.
This is in the debate panel, so I'm not going to debate, but I think there's some value to the demonstration. Now I get that it can be like counterintuitive. I understand that you can go too far and you can sway public opinion in the wrong direction. It seems like that's what happened in this case.
Yeah,
I think maybe
that's
like the hospital district probably wasn't the best one to go after if there are people like they need like their cancer treatment and everything. It kind of just feels like you're adding more harm into the world if you're like, oh yeah, so my grandma died because her surgeon couldn't make it because these like wild people were stoned themselves into into the bridge, you know. I feel like there are probably better ways. I think you can maybe like shut down a main street or something that can be a really big thing, but maybe like the hospital district isn't one. But I do agree that some like civil disobedience like kind of it's because it's in the form of like a general strike, right? It can do some damage to people, you know. It can shut down some industry, but in total, I don't think it's as probably harmful, and it gets a lot of people talking about it. But I don't know, you know, every single thing is hard to get people to actually care about.
Yeah,
I think that Australian culture is probably why I have such a negative view of these people, at least.
Right.
Like, there have been climate change protests in my city that have been like thousands and thousands of people, tens of thousands of people that like march down main streets and things like that, and they've been fine. They've like cut off roads and shit like that. People haven't been able to get to work, but it didn't interfere with the hospital district. That was what annoyed me so much. As someone who is chronically ill and disabled and shit like that, it was like, what if I was going through my treatment doing this? I would be so fucking annoyed. It was just so irresponsible. It was what got me.
Sure.
And I don't know. And I think that Australian culture is very much like, these fucks are in my way. What the fuck? And like it's very much just if if I'm okay, then things are okay. And I'm not sure. Thank you, Tom, for the
No,
follow.
I understand how it could be a bit self-centered, and it's interesting that the guy that like won't protest tomatoes on his burger will go stand in the middle of a street. But like, I understand both sides of this, right? Like, I get it. I hear you.
My biggest thing is they always, Extinction Rebellion especially, they always protest at my university campus. And I'm like, we're all on your side. We're all young people involved in like politics. You don't need to convince us. Can you go march at city? They never go near City Hall.
Go to City Hall.
They never go anywhere near the districts where these people are actually working and the people who are responsible for climate change are. They're always like, we're going to go to South Bank and West End, which is like, that's literally
where
where
the
all
young people are. It's
get the most support.
Strange because I think Extinction Rebellion is mostly made up of university students.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time they're just like, oh yeah, we'll just like, I'm gonna be on campus that day. Let's just do a protest at the campus. And it's strange. Like the whole like that's where you guys already are. Why wouldn't you go somewhere where there are
It's
people
like
that
what
can
Chow
actually
was
make
saying.
changes?
You're negatively influencing public opinion, which is harming your goal, right? So
yeah. So now there's like a
Yeah.
thing on campus where it's like, we're all for climate change and stuff, but if you're part of, there's Extinction Rebellion, and then my campus specifically has a group called the Socialist Collective or something like that.
Oh,
And
dear Lord.
it's known as a cult because they stand outside our university and they're like, do you hate capitalism? And it's like, obviously yes, but I always walk past and I'm like, no, all hail Bezos. Because if you even initiate a conversation with them, they like grasp on and they like try and give you all these pamphlets to their events and stuff. And we call it a cult because I know my friend's old roommate used to be a part of it. Like he was like, oh, that sounds like something I'm interested in. I'll see what I can do to help. And it's like, if you don't hand out X amount of pamphlets and recruit at least 5 people a day, then you're not doing well enough to support the cause and you're not putting enough effort in. Like it's literally like a weird scheme. And yeah, we all hate them because it's like, we just want to get to our campus. Can you go do this stuff where other people are, like, that don't support you instead of where your current support is, if that makes sense?
sure,
It
no
makes
need
sense for the
redundancy.
socialist club to have work quotas.
You know what's funny is like sorry to make it about me, but like the owning a small business now is like I've never really been like anti-capitalist or full throttle socialist or communist, even though I've been called a communist several times on the internet. But now I have like a small business. To be fair, it's like worker owned.
The true
It's just
moderate.
me, but would you say am I moderate?
The true moderate. I always tell you that you're moderate.
Yeah, capitalism is a system in which this business is working in that's helping me to pay my bills. And thanks to COVID, I couldn't do the job I used to do. So it's like super cool. But yeah, I mean, I'm like squeezing profit out of a thing and it's like a luxury good. And also it's kind of wasteful. There's like a lot of Pokemon card packages. So it's a real sort of pickle that I'm in. But I mean, like, it's so hard to, how do you fight the capitalist system while still paying your mortgage? I don't know.
Well, do you have any employees or is it just you?
Yeah, so that's the point, right? Is like, if I hired someone, would I give them a chunk of the business? Could we be a co-op? I'd like to think so. So like City Cat likes Pokemon cards. I hire her. Instead of just paying her a minimum wage, I could give her a percentage of like the revenue of like what we bring in, and then we'd be like a socialist or a co-op business, right? So that's always been my like plan.
Yeah,
I was gonna help you out, wasn't I? I was
Yeah,
gonna send you some cards from Australia because we've got more available here.
And then
That's
if I
gonna be
make
fun.
money from that, I should probably give some of that money to you. I mean, that
You
would be the
don't get to do that.
socialist way.
I mean, I think that I just want to be a good friend and help you out.
Same.
A good comrade.
Good comrade. I think especially if you're working by yourself and if you pay someone equitably, give them like creative freedom and give them like a percentage of earnings. I think like a very fair percentage of earnings, or even like co-ownership. I think you'll be perfectly fine. Honestly, what we're all working for is a more ethical system, that in a more beneficial relationship that people have with their work environment at the end of the day.
Sure.
Where the
Yeah.
free and fair development of one is the free and fair development of all.
Okay, so I've got the moral test for you here, Andre. Okay,
Sure. Yeah.
you've got a button in front of you, right?
Okay.
You can press it or not press it. If you press this button, all Pokemon trademarks and copyrights will go out, and people will be able to legally print their own cards, make their own fan games, and get access to any Pokemon stuff for free. Do you press it, even though your business wouldn't be able to operate as it does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Seems like your heart's in the right place.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care if Pokemon International gets to retain its like. I don't care if Nintendo gets fucked. I have no vested interest.
True.
In that.
Dude, forget Nintendo. I hate Nintendo.
But Animal Crossing.
Yeah, they hate
know,
Melee.
And I love the game. Animal Crossing is so fun, and I love Melee. I love the games they produce. But again, they're like they're
expensive.
filthy capitalists. Yeah, they're making. Yeah.
Just once, I would like them to make any Nintendo game less than 90 Australian dollars.
Yes. How come they don't drop in price like other games? Well, yeah.
I've
I
been
feel
wanting
like
to
there's
play
lots of
them.
Nintendo games. Yeah, I feel
They
like there's lots of
should, though.
Nintendo games
Shouldn't-
that shouldn't be worth more than $45 American. I'm saying,
Cat,
I'm gonna say it now.
Shouldn't Animal Crossing drop in price? It's a little old now, right?
Yeah,
Shouldn't
I
be a
agree
little
that
bit?
it should, but it doesn't have to. They can make money from it, and we live in a capitalist system. Like, why would they just price it if they can still like sell as money?
Yeah.
I think that games older than 10 years should go down. I also think that if a game is on a system that is no longer made, like PS2, they no longer make them. I still have a PlayStation 2. I want all those games to be free. Like because you're not.
True.
I don't know. I just have such a problem with old games costing so much, and like, especially like EB Games, which is kind of like the Australian GameStop. It's like Xbox 360 is no longer being made. PS4 is no longer being made. Why are PS4 games so expensive?
Because they're no longer being made. There's less supply, so they're more rare, and with rarity comes more price
that's
because
why,
people want
but
them.
we should release these Pokemon trademarks and these PS2 trademarks, and we should. Why not let everyone enjoy what they enjoy?
How about this? If say like because like these old games are on these discs that they actually physically make, but a lot of the games right now are digital, and digital is a lot more cheaper to make than anything physical. So then we could actually make the case when it comes to digital stuff, and that's been the case even with Nintendo. On the eShop, you could get a lot of really old games like the original Zelda and play for free.
Yeah, there are some games you can get for free, and digital should be significantly cheaper, but it's not really. I mean, if you buy the new Smash Bros, a physical copy or a digital copy are the same price, which is a little counterintuitive, but yeah, I mean, such as
technically, if you get digital, you're not buying the game; you are like purchasing the ability to use it or whatever. Right?
Boy, do I love the Adobe model.
Well, for me, it's different. I still buy physical copies, which is probably not probably, certainly bad for the environment. But I like owning a thing. That way, Nintendo. When I don't have my Nintendo,
you have resale value as well.
The only reason I buy physical games is because I have a bunch of games that aren't physical on my Switch. I have my Pokemon Sword is not physical. It's on there. I have no space left on my Switch. It's got fucking zero space on it. Like I have like 3 games that I have that are like downloaded on my Switch, and it's all full already. So I have no choice but to buy physical copies. It sucks.
No, I prefer physical copies. I don't have any digital stuff. I think it's mostly because I'm old and I used to get a game, and now I want to get a game. But there's another conflict because that plastic and whatever though.
I mean, if you keep
Right.
it and then resell it, I don't think that's necessarily as bad. And just keep it nice, keep it pretty. Hang it up on your wall.
Someday, Shark, that plastic's gonna be in a landfill. It's never going away. It's gonna outlive me. Same with the Pokemon card packs. I can't sleep at night. What do I do?
See, that's why
just kidding.
that's why I'm planning to burn everything that I own moments before I die. You know, just like
You're gonna
when
burn
I'm on my
plastic?
death. Yes,
It's not good.
No, listen, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. Okay, because then we'll collect the
Okay.
smoke and then we're gonna compress
Okay.
it back down to like a little ball, and then
Oh.
that'll be my gravestone. It'll be like really cool.
A ball of plastic headstone.
Yes.
Old Nintendo cartridges melted down.
This is everything
I
that I
think-
owned, but as just like soot, just sitting on top of my grave.
Cremate my belongings and bury me with them.
Yeah, like the pharaohs. Just bury it with me.
That's funny.
Every
Does anyone
couple of
else-
months.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Every couple of months when I'm scrolling on Reddit, I always see how there's like breakthrough of how we could make it's not plastic and it's biodegradable or something.
And then it never happened.
And I'm always excited. I'm always
Yeah, me
excited.
too. Me too. I wonder why we haven't seen those like for like grocery store bags. What were you gonna say, Tricks?
Oh, my biggest fear, it's probably irrational, but I have so many purchases that are online, like either like Epic Games or like Steam or like Nintendo eShop. And my biggest fear that one day, like if Steam like randomly shuts down, where are all my copies of the game I've bought, if that makes sense? Like,
There's probably legal issues
So-
with that.
yeah,
That's not irrational at all.
like part of me is like, oh my god, that's like, like what if Steam just went like, bye, we're done, and they shut down, and then I was like,
Yeah, goodbye. You're like $3,000 of games that you have with us. See you later.
When we start seeing that Steam isn't making a profit, that's when we could start getting concerned. I had the same fear with MapleStory. I put money into that game, and I know MapleStory in North America is not making a profit. There's an actual fear that it's going to shut down or it's going to merge with another server, and the value of a lot of items are going to drop.
yeah.
So
Another thing
this
is-
has actually happened with some digital game services, right? Like the Xbox 360 marketplace has been taken down, and any Xbox 360 games that you purchased, and I literally purchased hundreds, are just gone, and you can't access them in any way. I think you just need to keep in mind when you buy something from a service like this, you are not purchasing a good, you are getting access to things while that service runs.
That's like, I love Skyrim, like the Elder Scrolls. I love it so much. I've played it for years. But at this point, I bought it on Xbox 360, PlayStation 4. I'm not buying it for a third fucking time on Steam, if that makes sense. Like, I like, do I want to play it on my Switch on the go? Yes. Will I buy it for a third time? No. Because at this point, it's just like it's just out of spite. Like, I refuse to do it a third time.
I think there really needs to be a
have
system.
my Steam account. I have Skyrim in VR, and that's actually really, really fun. I just want to say that VR Skyrim is absolutely incredible. Like I've got it for my PlayStation VR headset, and it's so fun. And I'm one of those people that doesn't get motion sick. I can play for about 4 or 5 hours in VR before I start to feel a bit sick. Which is it's so good. I had so much fun with that.
I really want to waste some money on VR.
It's cool.
And I'm the same way with Minecraft. I've actually bought Minecraft on everything since Xbox 360. My son wanted it, and I was like, let's get you a real game. And then eventually, he convinced me to get it, convinced me to play it. Now I have it on everything: my Switch, my Xbox, my PlayStation, my PC. I have Java.
Wait.
Is there
Java
Minecraft
and
VR?
Bedrock.
Yeah.
and Bedrock, because I'd have a Bedrock server for people who are on console and a Java server for people who are on PC. I don't even play it anymore, but I definitely, Tricks, I have it on everything except for VR. I'm going to get a VR headset and I'm going to get Minecraft on it. And
see, I think Minecraft, I had one account growing up, and then I lost the password to it, but I was like, I don't care. I had it for like 7 years, and then I bought it for a second time. And I'm like, I don't mind that, because on every computer I have, I can just log in. I don't have to like buy a new version of the game, if that makes sense. I've never played it on anything but PC because I prefer the controls.
Sure.
But like the idea of like Minecraft being a game that you buy and then no matter where you are, you just use the same login details and you have a copy of it. I like that. I like that system a lot.
Oh,
For me,
I have to say.
Minecraft was like.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
You
I
go
have to
ahead,
say.
Shark. No, you go.
Thank you for having me on. I do
Me
have
too.
to get going. But I really appreciate talking to all of you. And thanks again, CityCat, for inviting me. This is honestly super fun. I think you guys have something cool here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're always welcome
Thank
back,
you.
Shark.
Ton for coming on. And would
Thank
you
you.
like to shout yourself out a bit before you head out?
Sure.
Yeah, you can put your link in the chat.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shark300. That's the word shark, the number 3, the letter O, and the word 0. Shark300, all one word. I do politics and gaming. Right now, we're finishing up Hollow Knight. If you can't always catch the stream, you can catch me on YouTube. Help us get to 1,100 subscribers. Right now, we're also in a series about the Voluntarius. If you've ever seen that video? That's like the dude who's like we're libertarian guys with Asian wives, you know, and oh, you said I have a small penis. What? That's a bit ableist of you. We're doing a deep dive into the lore of that guy. He's been in ANCAP for at least 10 years and almost all of it's documented on YouTube. You can follow us there. Thank you already for having me on. I hope you all have a great one. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you all later.
It's nice
Yeah.
meeting you.
Yeah, great to meet you. Cheers.
Absolutely. And
Good conversation.
thanks for
Yeah.
wearing ears. Similarly, Marcadians.
Marcadians!
Later.
Whoa.
Woo, we did it. Boy howdy here. All right, so here's this. You guys won't see me for a second. Pew. Pew. Activate. Hey, and we're back in normal aspect ratio. Let's go. Hey, KSI, Dovahkiin. Thanks so much for joining the frenzy and being so incredibly pog. I appreciate you. It was fun. See, the thing is, it was great, but it is now 3 hours. So I didn't even know it took 3 hours. That was a long time. That was really fun. I'm glad. I love free markets now. Oh no. But yeah, we haven't oop. There we go. There's the music. And let me turn this down. There we go. It's all working out now. And caps are good. You're bad. You're stupid. Don't you dare say and caps are good. And cap my grind, value on my mind. And cap my grind, value on my mind. It's just, I don't know. I had to listen to those songs so many times in a row. I'm like, I don't know. Some of these are kind of catchy, not gonna lie. Like a couple of these are catchy. Oh, you know what? That entire time I didn't drink out of my big jug. What? Water. That's a lot of water. Horrible person? Oh my gosh. All right, Cat Girl Corner is done. It's done. It's over. No more cats. Cats out. Sharks in. That's all I'm saying.